Grisham, what the hell? Chris, I forget the way. At the intersections, Roswell, major thing going to Alpharetta. There, actually, twice today I saw coming in, and usually home going, I see at least one, of one or two homeless people with their mobile shopping cart covered tent ensemble. Have you ever seen those things? It's like there are three shopping carts covered with tarps or tents or tarpaulins or something, and the homeless people are sitting there, underneath all these things. That's where they live, and they camp out and then they disappear. And I wonder, how the hell do you? I mean, I saw two of them this morning.
Is Alpharetta putting up with it?
Yeah, apparently.
Well, that's the beginning of the end, right there.
I mean and again,
it just grows.
It's like three shopping carts, tied together, and covered with tarps or tents or something, and they live there. And they were there this morning. And when I go home tonight, I'm going to take the same route back home tonight, and I'll wonder if they're still there. But they're not there forever. But again, they came out on the sidewalk, like at the corner of a shopping center and a street, and a major street. And I mean, it's amazing where do they go to the bathroom? Do they have clothes? Where do they eat? I saw one of the two sets today. A guy was out there smoking cigarettes, so I guess he's got money to buy, $9 a pack Luckies or something these days. Anyway, I went, how do they live? I mean, where do they go? How do they live? It's amazing to me. Seriously, how do you survive? Anyway,
it's warm right now.
I don't get it.
By the way, let's see. Tuesday, yes. October 7th, Kimmer says he will join the world.
Write
so
it down.
We're just going to keep...
Yes, yeah. And we got a lot of the history things. And the Hamas attack, obviously, this is the second anniversary of the Hamas slaughter. And that's still... Now, they're supposedly working on peace, please. Anyway, coming up 3:15 already. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how you doing on 106.3? 404-741-1230. Look out.
Listen to the Morning Extra, The Kimmer Show, Neil Bortz, and all your favorite XTRA 106.3 personalities whenever you want with the all-new XTRA app. It's anytime show replays, all your favorite podcasts, and the latest political news from across Georgia. Download the XTRA 106.3 app now for Apple or Android.
I'm Pete Davis, and pro and college football is well into the season, and Underdog is the best place to make picks and win money all season long. And the best part, you can play right now here in Georgia. Playing on Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite players are going to go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, passing yards, INTs, and more. Get your picks right, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash, and you can start with as little as $1. Monday Night Football last night saw the Jaguars beat the Chiefs. I had KC's Isaiah Pacheco to easily go higher on this rushing yard stats, and I was right. But I had Patrick Mahomes higher on his passing touchdown projection. I missed that one. It's simple. It's fun. It keeps me locked into every play. Download the app today. Sign up with promo code 1063 to score $100 in bonus funds or bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code 1063. Underdog. Make picks. Win money.
Must be 18 plus and present in Georgia. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's for Howard Brothers and Skag. Fall has arrived, and with it, big jobs for your business. From leaf piles growing to debris cleanup, you'll need equipment that can keep up with the work. At Howard Brothers, they've got you covered with a full lineup of Skag street blowers, vacuums, and debris loaders. Some of the most powerful tools in the industry. With Skag, you'll tackle every job with ease and deliver the premium service your customers expect. You demand simply the best, and that's exactly what Skag delivers. Stop by your local Howard Brothers today and gear up for the fall work heading your way.
Hey there, I'm Tara, owner and publisher of Our Town Monthly, Cobb's premier lifestyle magazine, where you'll find familiar faces, local voices, and community businesses like St. Benedict's Episcopal School.
I'm Father Brian Sullivan, head of school at St. V's in Smyrna. We welcome students preschool through 8th grade into a diverse and inclusive community. With small classes and personalized learning, we focus on the whole child academically, socially, and emotionally. Beyond the classroom, our students thrive in arts, clubs, mini athletics, and community service. We're proud to offer Spanish as a core curriculum, and we are a STEM certified school, preparing graduates for success in high school and beyond. Applications are now open. Learn more at stbs.org.
Thanks, Father Brian. Friends, check out this community treasure. And remember, Our Town is your town at Our Town Monthly.
Hey, this is John Flading. I'm the president and owner of ATL Turf Co. We are a family-owned, operated, independent local company. We have over 15 years of artificial grass design, installation, and sales experience. From premium artificial lawns and backyards, custom putting greens, sports fields, hardscape, drainage. We do both residential and commercial. If you can dream it, we can build it. Just go to atlturfco.com to schedule an appointment.
I don't remember this song by the Monkees. Huh. I'll be darned, because I used to like the Monkees a lot.
Can you guess the name?
Mary Mary?
There you go. You do know it.
Try to trick the Kimmer. Mary Mary. Anyway, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 3:20-ish here. On this day, 2009, the Monkees singer Davy Jones ruled out ever reuniting with his former bandmates after launching a scathing attack on every one of his old pals in the National Enquirer in 2009. He said, "It's not a case of dollars and cents. It's a case of satisfying yourself. I don't have anything to prove. The Monkees proved it for me." I don't know what that means, but he was pretty ticked off about something or other, and that's the way it goes. That was, what did I say? That was Davy Jones. Let's see. Come repeat and Flounder. Birthday list includes Yo-Yo Ma. In fact, I listened to him on the way coming in today. Flounder put that Yo-Yo Ma's cello concerto on my Magic Music stick, and I listen to it frequently. I love that Yo-Yo Ma, cello virtuoso. Yo-Yo Ma, I think I've heard of him before, but I remember watching this old series, West Wing. And one of the episodes after Bartlett and everybody got shot, there was a story about how Yo-Yo Ma came and played a concert, and the concert reminded them of gunshots, whatever. But anyway, Yo-Yo Ma was on the West Wing playing that concert song, his famous cello.
Yeah, it was when Josh got shot.
Yeah,
and
Josh got, and the sirens and the horn. Remember that episode? And then at Flounder's wedding, there was a woman there, and I'm kicking myself because I didn't get her name, or I forgot to get her name, and she was playing her cello. And Pete and Flounder were making fun of me because I was talking music with her. I said, "Well, you know, I used to be the." I know. I'm sorry. I mean, it's me. It's a Kimmer.
Somehow Kimmer turned my wedding into about him.
I wanted to show her that I appreciate it. Now, wait a minute. I was trying to show her. Oh, for God's sakes! I was trying to show her that I appreciated her music ability by saying, "Well, you know, when I was a kid, I was a first chair trombone player in the All-State Band while I was also in sports and everything else." And she said, "Oh, yeah." And I said, "I love the cello. I used to love the bassoon and the cello. I was a brass player myself, but I used to love the cello." And I said, "In fact, one of my favorite things is on the West Wing, Yo-Yo Ma, da-da-da-da." And she says, "Oh, you mean this?" And she started to play it. From her own memory and stuff. And like an idiot, I stood there watching, mesmerized. I was kind of leading with my, leading the orchestra with my hand. Honest to God, it was like it was something. I was in her performance entirely. And then I realized, you idiot, you should have taped it on your phone. You would have had the thing on your phone anytime you want. Yeah. And it was after that when I came in and said, "Flounder, I want you to put that on my Magic Music stick but I can have it in my car." Anyway, she was wonderful, and Yo-Yo Ma was wonderful for playing that. And now Yo-Yo Ma is 70 years old today. So there's
nothing that professional musicians, love more
than some
amateur D-bag come up and say, "I completely understand what you're doing with your life." Because in fifth grade, I played third string trombone for a couple months.
First chair, mister.
I totally relate with you and your life choice.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was she was wonderful. I wish I'd gotten her name to give her some publicity, and I didn't. But anyway, that was cool. Okay, 3:23. Now we're going to jump around. We got a lot of stuff and sounds and stories. We got Biden scandal and the FBI scandal, and we'll start with that Pam Bondi. I mean, we're all over the place here. We'll start with Pam Bondi there, Flounder. Pam Bondi, before the Senate Democrats today, Dick Durbin and the rest of them at the Senate Judiciary Committee hearing, they're trying to attack her as though Donald Trump's administration is doing something wrong by trying to stop crime and things like that. Well, Pam Bondi, and among others, was talking with Senator Shelton Whitehouse of Rhode Island, a liberal socialist, and she tried to turn the tables on him and Dick Durbin during the committee today over her memo about public disclosures in the sex trafficker case of Jeffrey Epstein. And they're still trying to complain that she's hiding things and about transactions. And she said, oh, wait a minute now. How many of those Treasury suspicious transactions did you and FBI Director Patel investigate? White House asked her. And she said, no, wait a minute, Senator. I'm not sure if you're concerned because you took money. I believe, didn't you take money from the founder, Reid Hoffman, one of Epstein's closest confidants, not only once but twice? Is that right, Senator? Did you ask former Attorney General Merrick Garland any of this over the last 4 years when he sat before you? I mean, she turned the tables on freaking everybody. You sit there and make scandalous remarks or trying to slander President Trump left and right, when you're the one who was taking money from one of Epstein's closest confidants. And then about talking about Marsha Blackburn said forcing Epstein's flight logs. They were complaining about that. Anyway, here, Pam Bondi, among other things, was talking with this guy, talking about Dick Durbin over violence in Chicago. And she took on Dick Durbin, who, by the way, is a sleazebag. Cut number 2 here, Flounder. Pam Bondi and Dick Durbin at the Senate hearing this morning.
Why do you want to keep this secret? The American people don't know the rationale behind the deployment of National Guard troops in my state. The word is, and I think it's been confirmed by the White House, they are going to transfer Texas National Guard units to the state of Illinois. What's the rationale for that?
Yeah, Chairman, as you shut down the government, you voted to shut down the government, and you're sitting here, our law enforcement officers aren't being paid. They're out there working to protect you. I wish you loved Chicago as much as you hate President Trump. And currently, the National Guard are on the way to Chicago. If you're not going to protect your citizens, President Trump will.
And there was another guy on the committee, Senator Padilla, tried to complain about border comments and who's investigating what. Cut number 3, Flounder, another senator, and Pam Bondi right back in his face.
Attorney General Bondi, you are the Attorney General of the United States. Director Patel reports to you. Do you believe he's doing a good job, yes or no?
I believe Director Patel is doing a great job. You know where he is right now, Senator Padilla? Right now, you asked me a question.
Yes,
Director
I know
Patel
where he
right
is,
now
and I know
is
where
in
he's
Chicago,
headed,
Senator Durbin, fighting to keep
You've said it earlier in the hearing, and yes, I have been paying attention.
You know, you want order in here now, yet you stormed the Director of Homeland Security, Christy Noem. You sure didn't have order that day, did you?
Remember that guy?
Attorney General, you are
they had to wrestle him to the ground.
Not storm,
slag him bag.
The video.
Oh, that was on video. That video's been released, I believe.
Yeah, we all saw it. And they had to wrestle him to the ground. Remember that? You made a big deal about it, attacking a senator. You attacked Pam, but you attacked... Oh, my God. Okay, one more. This is one of my favorites. Da Nang Dick. Connecticut Senator Da Nang Dick Blumenthal, who has lied more than once about being a Vietnam veteran. Now, he may have served in the military during the Vietnam War. That's not the same as saying, I'm a Vietnam veteran. A Vietnam veteran means you were in Vietnam. And he did it more than once. He pretended he carried weapons in war, just like that slimebag Minnesota governor, False Walls Tampon Tim. Well, Pam Bondi, and this would be cut number, hold on a second here, cut number 4, when she calls out Da Nang Dick for his duplicity in the hearing today. Cut number 4, Flounder.
Senator, I am not going to discuss any conversations I have or have not had with the President of the United States. You're an attorney. You have a law degree, and you know that I'm not going to do that. I also find it fascinating, because I'll keep fighting to ensure that law enforcement and the judicial process move forward without political interference. No one is above the law, not even the president. That's a quote from you, Senator Blumenthal.
Yeah. And my favorite part was when he was complaining about various corporate mergers and so forth. And she says, what's amazing is someone who lied about being in the military just to be a senator and said, I can't believe you would want to accuse me of impropriety when you lied about your military service. Boom, bang, pow. That should disqualify him forever from ever being trusted in any public position. If you lie about pretending you were in war when you were not, that goes so deep into the most offensive thing for actual people who did serve in the military. I'm telling you, and they're all getting away with it. Nobody gives a damn about veterans. It's just true. It's just true. It's fine. He's still in the Senate. Nobody cares. It's just freaking unbelievable. I'd like to punch him in the face. To myself, just personally. I'm not a role model here, ladies and gentlemen. If you're driving home with your kids from school, I'm not a role model here, but if I met him in person, I'd make sure that he tried to hit me. And I would take him down, and just for the general principle of it, because people like that really make me upset. And frankly, the older I get, the easier it is for me. Yeah.
I lost your sound for like 30 seconds, and it came back to, it makes me upset. It makes me mad.
Well, get to wing me with a wabbit and wing his ears. My God. 329. And the FBI is firing agents. They're dismantling the corruption squad. It's all coming apart. The weaponized Department of Defense and the Justice Department and the FBI covering up the Hunter Biden scandal. We got more about that. Also, the business about the South Carolina judge's house exploding and all it's just one thing after another. And it's all we got it all for you. You're going to hear more of this stuff here this afternoon. Plus your calls if you'd like. I hope you join us. What do you think about this? 404-741-1230. We have a game. We have Pete's tweet and other tweets. And we have Flounders Funnies and the whole deal here on 106.3. So here you go. Look out.
Miss any of the show? No sweat. Grab your Extra 106.3 app and listen to show replays whenever you want. Download the Extra app now for Apple and Android by searching for XTRA 106.3.
Well, we got clouds, we got rain, we got planting and growing season still in Georgia. Stovall & Company, your wholesale landscape supply company. Paul and the boys, third-generation family, 11 locations. Latest one up in Canton, and holy smokes. They've got stuff. They plants and flowers and trees and shrubs and seeds and bushes, irrigation systems, sprinklers. Hey, if you're building an outdoor fireplace on somebody's deck or a pool thing and outdoor kitchens, they can take care of that too. Tell them the Kimmer sent you. By the way, if they have something you need and they don't have, they'll tell you where else to get it. What a company. StovallInc.com.
Hey, Atlanta's Mark from the Safe House. I have a question for you. Am I the only person pissed off with the mainstream fake news, liberal judges,
and whiny liberal politicians
who don't realize why Donald Trump is president, and fake safes? And you may wonder, why fake safes? Well, a fake safe is like Joe Biden, cheap and ineffective. A real safe from the Atlanta Safe House is like Donald Trump, tough, effective, and provides peace of mind when you need it the most. So drop by Atlanta Safe House and check out the largest selection of safes in the Southeast and see what a real safe looks like. So go to atlantasafehouse.com.
This is Bruce Hagan. The law in Georgia has changed, and if you have been injured in a car crash, it's going to be harder than ever to get insurance companies to treat you fairly. What you need is a real lawyer on your side, not some phony TV or billboard lawyer who doesn't even know how to get to the courthouse. I've been a Georgia super lawyer for 20 straight years, and we try cases and we win. We get results for our clients. Call me, get in touch, hagan-law.com. We are real lawyers who will win your personal injury case.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Fall is in the air, and Central Heating and Air Conditioning is making it the perfect time to upgrade your comfort. For a limited time, you get up to $2,100 in rebates and 60 months, 0% financing with approved credit. That's right, savings up front and no interest for 5 whole years. A brand new carrier system from Central delivers dependability, efficiency, and comfort every family deserves. Central Heating and Air Conditioning have set the standard in heating and cooling for over 3 generations. And now's your chance to bring that comfort home with the best savings of the season. These dual incentives don't come around often, so act now. Call 770-GET-HEAT today. That's 770-GET-HEAT. Or visit centralheat.com, centralheat.com. Upgrade your comfort, lock in your savings, and turn to your Atlanta carrier experts. Central Heating and Air Conditioning.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
True Prep is your one-stop shop for emergency preparedness supplies, including freeze-dried food, water filtration, first aid, and more. They also have a large selection of firearms, including a huge selection of AR-15s, firearm accessories, and ammo at the lowest prices around. True Prep is locally owned and operated. The owners, Joey and Matthew, are Georgia Tech grads. Visit their store in Marietta on Cobb Parkway or online at trueprep.com. That's TRUprep.com. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow at True Prep.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Hey, I am Brant, and her name is Sherry, and she's a friend and a colleague of mine, and we were just praying for her, actually, because she had a major surgery she just went through.
Yes, and I am very happy about something you actually talk about all the time, which is Medishare. That's
of
right,
course.
yeah.
So what was your experience like with Medishare and your healthcare bills?
You know what? It was seamless. And it's such a blessing when you're already nervous about a health issue, which I was.
Yeah.
Members shared my expenses. There were zero problems. And let me tell you, having people pray with you when you call in and it's just what you need, it's so refreshing.
Yeah, that's what I keep telling people. People love Medishare and saving tons of money. The typical family, I'm fond of saying, can save $500 a month.
I am so thankful for Medishare. It's so different, and I mean different in a very, very good way, Brant.
It is a good different. Call right now. They're so easy to talk to. You can get a price within 2 minutes. Here is the number, 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE, 855-51-BIBLE.
Faith, family, freedom. These are the cornerstones of America and the foundation for a successful life. But today, all three are under attack. Crushing debt, out-of-control spending, and reckless policies in Washington are threatening your savings, your retirement, and your future. Hi, this is Glenn Beck. The only financial advisory firm I recommend in Atlanta is Nicholas Wealth Management. David Nicholas and his team believe protecting your money is about more than wealth. It's about defending your faith, your family, and your freedom. If your hard-earned retirement is left exposed to market chaos, higher taxes, or inflation, what happens to the life you've worked so hard to build? For over 20 years, David Nicholas has helped families right here in Atlanta fight back with retirement strategies built to better withstand uncertainty. Call Nicholas Wealth Management today, 404-890-5606, or visit nicholaswealth.com. Aim to safeguard your future today.
Nicholas Wealth is an independent financial services firm that uses a variety of different investment strategies.
Tug and Los are live every weekday morning from 6 to 10 a.m. on the Morning Extra.
We are like the only local conservative station in the entire Southeast. We're one of the only ones that actually gives you original programming. We are a target. This is how you beat these people, by bringing sunlight. It's the best disinfectant. You bring up what is actually going on.
The Morning Extra, 6 to 10 a.m. every weekday morning on Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
Yeah, speaking of programming and ratings and so forth, Jimmy Kimmel's lost 71% of his audience since he came back of the key demographic. It's over. Good riddance. It's like the Babylon Bee headline. Well, Jimmy Kimmel came back on the air just in time for the audience to decide to get rid of him on their own now, or whatever. Just unbelievable. And Flounder, you were telling me about the popularity of the mayor of Chicago, who's saying they now have ice-free zones. The mayor of Chicago has the balls to say we're not letting any federal agents into our cities for property.
He's polling at less than 6%.
6%, ladies and gentlemen. And he's speaking for the city of Chicago. Come along, my Lord. Anyway, Kimber, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going? This day, 2005, Boy George was arrested in New York City after police found drugs in his apartment, and it was his fault in the first place. Boy George said, somebody's breaking into my place, so the cops showed up, and they searched his apartment and found cocaine on a computer table. And so they took him in. Sometimes when you call a police department for help or something and they happen to wander into your place and find something that shouldn't be there, sometimes they'll react in a negative way to your future possibilities of your freedom.
People forget to look around and tidy up a bit before you call the cops.
You don't want to just have anybody waltz in, willy-nilly kind of, I got to see what...
Come in, just don't go into that
just
room.
wait for me here and I'll, Yeah. Anyway, and let's see. Our birthday list includes a disgusting traitor to her country, Joy Behar on The View, 83 years old. And again, this woman is not only stupid. I mean, and again, I've never watched the program. We do sound bites and clips from it. And the fact, I mean, she obviously is really not a very smart person. And she's a deliberate liar and a fake and a divider and a hater. I mean, the venom that comes out of these women to hate America and what we stand for is astounding. Anyway, she's still on TV in her 80s, so... But she's a disgrace. I mean, the whole damn bunch of them, the bunch of dirty, stinking, rotten liars who are hurting their country and telling people, to believe what they're saying. It's a crock. And speaking of Spartacus, that's not Cory Booker, the New Jersey senator, but the actual Spartacus, on this day in 1960, arrives in theaters. Inspired by true-life events of a leader of the slave revolt in the Third Civil War. Spartacus arrived in movie theaters. Kirk Douglas, the title role. The movie also starred Laurence Olivier, Peter Ustinov, John Gavin, Gene Simmons, and Tony Curtis. Director Anthony Mann was kicked off the film after 3 weeks of shooting and replaced with Stanley Kubrick. It became the only film that Kubrick directed where he did not have complete artistic control. The screenwriter, Dalton Trumbo, you may know that name, he was blacklisted at the time in Hollywood. Well, John F. Kennedy, who was president-elect at that time, crossed the American Legion picket line to watch the film as a way of protesting the blacklisting of the screenwriter, Dalton Trumbo. There was a movie starring the guy in Breaking Bad, played Dalton Trumbo, and I think it was called Dalton, there was a movie about him, I forgot what it was called. I think it was called Trumbo, maybe? Something like that, Trumbo. And Spartacus won 4 Academy Awards, Best Actor for Ustinov, Best Art Director, Best Cinematography, and Best Costume. A huge hit for Universal and was not surpassed as a hit until 1970's Airport came out movie.
Yeah, it's funny how Hollywood continues to make movies just absolutely glorifying the commies and the Reds from the 40s and 50s that they blacklisted. And blacklisting is a bad thing and how horrible it is. Yeah. And then what have they been doing for the last 20 years but blacklisting every conservative that can get their heads up.
That's right.
Kicking him
out of the academy. Blacklisting. Literally saying don't work with them.
Gina Carano, and a bunch of them.
Over and over. Hell, the whole Disney thing alone. There's a whole scandal just in the Disney company and the affiliated subsidiaries. I mean, it's scandalous. A couple of quick newsy things. Pete Davis, you'll appreciate this. Bitcoin as $122,000.
Oh, son of a... I only had
back when I'd never heard of Bitcoin. Back when you bought, I think they were $1,000. Isn't that what they were? $1,000.
It was lower than that. So I bought a half of one for like $1,000, and then it suddenly jumped.
Yeah.
To
but back in that day,
another $1,000 for the other half, and I go, I'm not going to spend another $1,000.
Yeah. But again, I didn't know. And that was I had money back then. I was actually I was making a lot of money, and if I had any inkling or if I trusted somebody or knew anything, I would have bought a bunch of them. And now they're $122,000 a piece for a Bitcoin. And guess what else has gone bananas? I remember very clearly the first time I asked a financial advisor on a TV newscast of mine whether he ever thought that the price of gold would ever get as high as, $400 an ounce. It's $4,000 an ounce today, gold.
For the first time ever.
Yeah. And I remember a guy said $400 an ounce. $4,000 an ounce. Wow. Anyway, just a couple things here. All right, Kimber Pete found at 341. How's it going? 404-741-1230. I got to run through a bunch of the stuff on the FBI and then the Hunter Biden thing and the Biden family thing. And again, the weaponization of the DOJ, it's astounding. Kash Patel today said the Bureau has taken actions after the revelation that the Biden administration had baseless monitoring of GOP officials. He said, we're cleaning up a diseased temple 3 decades in the making, identifying the rot, removing those who weaponize law enforcement for political purposes and those who do not meet the standards of this mission while restoring integrity to the FBI. We terminated employees. We abolished the weaponized C-15 squad, initiated an ongoing investigation with more accountability measures ahead. The CR-15 squad was the Washington Fields Office public corruption team. They helped Jack Smith, the former so-called special counsel, investigate Donald Trump. Now, the FBI secretly spied and used secret phone records of Republican members of Congress, including 8 sitting senators and a congressman under Joe Biden as part of the Arctic Frost investigation of 2020. The FBI director who oversaw all this was the disgrace of Atlanta, Christopher Wray. Based on evidence that Chuck Grassley, the senator of Iowa, Arctic frost was related weaponizing by federal law enforcement under Biden, worse than Watergate. April 2022, Arctic frost began, taken over by Jack Smith under the direction of Christopher Wray, the former FBI director and disgraced and suspected Russian agent from Atlanta.
Allegedly.
Allegedly my ass. I guarantee he's been, I bet he's got a secret condo down, like in Bahamas or Costa Rica someplace, shredding freaking documents. I'll bet you.
Allegedly.
I'll bet you. Anyway, Lindsey Graham got hacked, Josh Hawley, Tommy Tuberville, Ron Johnson, Marsha Blackburn, a total of like 9 of them. And the only thing they had in common was that they were Republicans, investigated secretly by the FBI for political purposes. And then, FBI working under Smith's direction, Jack Smith got all the call logs and the data of metadata tied to almost a dozen senators, including Hawley. The truth comes out, Biden's Stasi, who claimed to be saving our sacred democracy, in fact worked overtime to destroy it. All for power. They spied on Catholic churches, prosecuted pro-lifers, deployed the FBI against parents at school board meetings, and tried to tap the phones of their political enemies, including mine, said Josh Hawley, the United States Senator. This is an abuse of power way beyond Watergate, beyond J. Edgar Hoover, one that directly strikes at the Constitution, the separation of powers, and the First Amendment. We need a full investigation of all involved. Everybody's noting this. Watergate doesn't even come close to what this is. Hawley wants a full department investigation. And Donald Trump, quote, deranged Jack Smith got caught with his hand in the cookie jar, a real sleaze bag. Arctic frost, the Bureau's probe in 2020 and later 2022 about election interference, and it was all fake. They revealed the FBI had 92, this is under Christopher Wray, 92 Republican groups or people, executives like in Turning Point USA, were investigated with fake information under Arctic frost investigation, which gave Jack Smith the go-ahead to say, oh my God, we've got all this information, we need to investigate, and that's why they went after Donald Trump. And it was all fake, and it was all made up, and they did it on purpose for political reasons, and they're going to get away with it unless we finally start putting them in handcuffs. They finally indicted James Comey, and the Democrats all laughed. Oh, Donald Trump's going after. Yeah, well, we're cleaning up the mess. Now, holy smokes, coming up next. Right, we got quarter 4 already. Holy crap. Coming up next, the Biden family and the Hunter Biden scandal in Ukraine and Burisma. It was even worse than we thought, and we caught him out loud again. And there's even more coming up. And we still have Flounder's Funnies and Pete's Tweets and a game and the whole deal. Kimber, Pete, and Flounder, how's your Tuesday? Look out.
When conflicts escalate around the world, don't let the mainstream media scare you into believing their narrative. Get it right with Atlanta's only conservative voice. And trust the Morning Extra, Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck, The Kimmer Show, and our entire lineup to give it to you straight. Don't buy the fear. Just keep it here. Extra 106.3 FM and the all-new Extra app.
Go beyond just a baseball game with your Atlanta Braves and check out Truist Park's Ballpark Tour. See the ballpark like never before and explore the franchise's rich history with artifacts, exhibits, and more, led by tour guides who will take you to places behind the scenes that most fans have never seen before, including the press box, premium club spaces, and of course, step onto the field where your favorite Braves players battle it out during the season. And each tour comes with a complimentary player chain necklace. Visit Braves.com/tours to purchase your tickets today. And did you know Truist Park can host your next event? As a year-round facility, we host private events ranging from corporate meetings, trade shows, team building events, holiday parties, rehearsal dinners, you name it, Truist Park can host it. Visit Braves.com/events to get started on creating an experience like never before with one of Truist Park's unique venues. Atlanta Braves Baseball. We are Braves country.
Are you looking for something simple but delicious, sweet but also savory? Discover Schumann Farms Sweet Onions. Schumann Farms is a third-generation family farm with the Real Sweet brand sweet onions. Whether you're grilling, sautéing, or simply adding a fresh crunch to your salad, Schumann Farms has you covered. Look for Schumann Farms Real Sweet brand sweet onions at your grocery store and taste the difference for yourself. Schumann Farms, the Georgia family farm growing tradition and the world's sweetest onions.
Hey Atlanta Braves fans, this is Kelly Kroll asking you to step up to the plate for the men and women who have served our country and protected our freedom. The Warrior Alliance, an official community partner of the Atlanta Braves and the Atlanta Braves Foundation, is helping thousands of veterans to achieve success after military service. Either you or someone you know has served and deserves our support. The best way to say thank you for your service is by helping a veteran round the bases on their journey home. Donate today at thewarrioralliance.org.
You and your buddy. You've been through a lot with each other. The ups and the downs. He's been with you every morning, noon, and night. You've traveled the world together. Heck, he was even with you on your first big date. But have you noticed he's struggling lately? Not performing on the job. He can't even stand up straight anymore. He's wanting to cry out for help, but just doesn't know how. He needs Dr. Deal and Total Body Therapy of Georgia. They can give him the gift of good posture this year, help him stand proud and become all he was meant to be. Now, take him by the hand, look him in the eye and say, I appreciate you, little fella, and we're gonna get you some help. We're gonna call 404-777-1911. We're gonna visit stopmyed.com. We are gonna say goodbye to erectile dysfunction forever. Total Body Therapy of Georgia. It's a hard conversation to have, but it's one worth having. Total Body Therapy of Georgia. Online at stopmyed.com.
Yeah. Pull back and with glasses on, baby. Love this song. I got this one. Be thrown after the boys of summer have gone. This is what I was going to use the instrumental version of this for my theme song 30 years ago. And Mikey, who was my producer at the time, went ahead with Round the Bend, which I didn't like. But I was going to use this rolling beat of the instrumental part of Don Henley for my intro.
Yeah, kind of lame.
And the other one was Bad to the Bone, of course, which we're doing. Yeah. But anyway, Don Henley, 1999. I really love this song. Don Henley filed a lawsuit, federal lawsuit against Love Earth, a Sarasota-based internet company, alleging that its registration of the domain series donhenley.net, donhenley.org, donhenley.org with no period, and the other Don Henley Innocence and eagle.com constituted copyright infringement. Again, remember the domain name, this is 1999, and again, I'm still kicking myself for not registering banking.com, realestate.com, everything.com, just every possible thing. And then the bidding wars, guys were getting $100,000 to give up the, banking.com or realestate.com or hotels.com. And, I think it was like $75 to register it. Somebody took Kimmer Show. The Kimmer.com was gone. Kimmer.com was gone. The KimmerShow.com they were all gone before because I was going to try to register them anyway. Kimmer P. Flounder, how you doing? Our birthday list includes, this is a bizarre story. Do you know the name Christopher Norris, an actor? The name Christopher Norris. Pete Davis, that sound familiar? Christopher Norris was an actor in Trapper John M.D. Flounder, you ever heard of the actor Christopher Norris, Trapper John M.D.?
Never heard of him.
Christopher Norris is a girl. Google Christopher Norris, N-O-R-R-I-S. Christopher Norris is she reminds you of a lot of women. If you saw her face, you'd know her. Christopher Norris is... I didn't write down her freaking age in this one. I hate when I do this. Hold on, I got to find it on my other sheet. Well, now I can't. Oh, my God, I can't believe I wrote everything about her except her freaking name. She was in Summer of 42, Airport 1975. She was a nurse in Trapper John M.D., a very perky, blonde. You've seen her a million times, and she's a girl, and her first name is Christopher. And the reason was, I looked it up, her reason was her family said, well, we love the name Christopher. Whether it's a boy or girl, that's the name we're sticking with. And it was a girl, and they stuck with Christopher. And it was like that. Who was that woman who was the mother of a family on TV and has a man's name?
Michael Learned.
Michael Learned, yeah.
Waltons.
Yep, the Waltons. That's what. Anyway, Christopher Norris, the girl, is. Why didn't I write the hell down? What did I write it down here? No, I can't believe I didn't put down her age. Oh, I hate when I do this because I get all the information except the important part of it. How old she is. Anyway, she had her birthday, 352. And on this day in history, kind of sticking
72.
72, thank you so much. And again, if you Google her, you'll see her face and say, oh, she's that happy, peppy, she reminds you of a couple other actresses as well, too. On this day, 1971, Robin Moore's nonfiction book by the same name became a film, The French Connection. Two New York detectives Popeye Doyle, Gene Hackman, and Buddy Cloudy Russo, Roy Scheider, take down a heroin smuggler who was a French guy. Said to be one of the best movies ever made and one of the best car chase scenes ever made. Opened the French Connection, nominated 8 Academy Awards, won Best Director, William Friedkin, Best Actor for Hackman, Best Screenplay, Best Editing, Best Picture. They did French Connection 2, directed by John Frankenheimer later. It was a worthy second chapter, but didn't do well in the theater. They did Popeye Doyle, a made-for-TV movie on NBC with Ed O'Neill from that other show with the girl and the girl there. And that it was a series didn't get picked up, so it was a scoop. Anyway, 354, can repeat and flounder. Okay, Biden corruption. Holy smokes. CIA Director John Radcliffe has declassified information, heavily redacted records, which clearly show that Vice President Joe Biden in 2015 told the CIA he would prefer an intelligence report documenting Ukrainian officials' family ties to his family corruption in the business deals should not be disseminated, so the CIA hid it. Politicization of intelligence. He told the CIA the intelligence was discovered along with an email showing that Biden, quote, expressed a preference to not share the report, unquote. The email sent to the CIA crossed out as secret. Good morning. I just spoke with the VP of NSA and he would strongly prefer the report not be disseminated. Thanks for understanding, unquote. So the CIA said, okay, we won't spread it around then. About the business practices and the Biden family corruption in Ukraine. Evidence of the double standard. The family was on the take. We all know it. Burisma, the energy company, Hunter Biden, and oh my God, the family was on the take and everybody knows it. And this is a story. I'm just going to take a second here. I'll try to, make it cogent as I can. It was extremely rare and unusual, inappropriate to go outside the intelligence community and inquire with the White House on the dissemination of a report that is political in nature and for political reasons. The CIA hid it. Biden was vice president running the U.S.-Ukraine relations policy for the Obama administration. Biden was in charge of the Ukraine relations problem. The vice president within the administration of Poroshenko mused at the U.S. media scrutiny of the ties of the U.S. vice president's family to corrupt business practices in Ukraine, unquote, the intelligence report says. The evidence of a double standard within the United States government towards matters of corruption and political power, unquote, in the report. And then the same time, Biden in December 2015 gave a speech in Ukraine discussing the corruption in their country. He said, you people need reform. Your energy sector needs to be competitive, ruled by market principles, not sweetheart deals, unquote. Joe Biden said that. The Ukrainian prosecutor was investigating their natural gas firm Burisma and Hunter Biden. So Biden, remember Biden said, if you don't get this guy off the case and stop investigating Burisma Holdings, you're not getting your $1 billion of aid. I said, you're not getting the billion. I looked at him and said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. And then he said, son of a bitch, they caved. And he got his way, and the prosecutor got fired, and the CIA hid the evidence that his family was on the take, including especially Hunter Biden, and they wanted to launch an investigation into the entire matter, and the Biden family said no. A successful effort to have the former Ukrainian prosecutor kicked off, and then Donald Trump was charged with insurrection and treason and stuff to try to have the former Ukrainian prosecutor ousted to find out about the Hunter Biden investigation. So Donald Trump he said, I demand you find out about the Hunter Biden investigation. And for that, Donald Trump was impeached for trying to interfere with the policies in Ukraine. So Biden hid it and covered it up. And then because Donald Trump said we want to find out about it, he got impeached. And was not convicted, of course. Anyway, my God. All right, 357. Holy smokes. Flounder, we got a little Flounder's funny in there. I'll bet you a little some kind here. But scandal. All right.
And I got to tell you something. It's insane how divisive pineapple on pizza is, because sweet and savory is not controversial. I watch the Food Network, and I can tell you that sweet and savory is not controversial. You know, nobody gets upset like, you don't put craisins in the salad. You don't put craisins. Yeah, you know what's another great hypocrisy? You know what the hottest thing in pizza is right now? Because I live around the corner from Scar's Pizza, amazing pizza, Lower East Side. Everyone's there like, oh my God, Scar's is like one of the best pizza places in Manhattan. You know what their most popular slice is? Hot honey with jalapeno and pepperoni, and no judgment on hot honey. Well, guess what that slice is? Sweet and savory. But there's not Reddit threads about hot honey not belonging on pizza.
That's right. That sounds like the guy from the New York Mets if he plays him on Talk.
Frank the Tank. We got to find what Frank the Tank did after they got eliminated last week.
He must have gone nuts. Yeah, you guys just search that.
I'll find it and we'll play it tomorrow.
And who was that Flounder just now? Was that the Malachenko?
What is his name? His name is...
It wasn't Maniscalco.
No,
it was...
he's a New York guy. His name is... Where is it?
It's not. It's all good.
It is... How do I pronounce it?
Vita Reilly.
Vita Reilly?
I'm kidding. I'm just making up Italian names.
It doesn't matter.
I need to sign in to get it. I'll get it. I got more of his stuff to play.
It doesn't. It was just checking. Anyway, 359, Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. By the way, a quick update on my car that got creamed from behind, rear-ended. And turns out now that my car will be in the shop about 3 weeks. 3 weeks, ladies and gentlemen. Although I did get a message from his insurance company, and it said if I want to check on something, I have to go check on something called the Hub app. And I can find out what's going on by a Hub app.
Yeah, so it's an app that the repair shop probably has that gives you daily updates.
I guess let me go ahead and get that app. And then go online and see if I can.
It's such a struggle to get an app. You're right.
Well, no, I gotta. As long as I can do it myself, instead of calling somebody to say, "Where's my freaking car?" I could just call and say, "How's my car?" Stuff like that. But at like 4:00, I gotta get right on it. I gotta go to the app store.
The Morning Extra every weekday morning from 6 to 10 on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Extra 106.3.
A shutdown with no solution. I'm Tom Graham, Fox News. 1 week into the government shutdown and the finger pointing continues.
It is regrettable and sad, and real pain is being felt by real people because of these political shenanigans.
Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson wants a clean spending bill to end the shutdown. Democrats, though, remain dug in with their demands.
Democrats have remained firm on including a permanent extension of Affordable Care Act tax credits as part of a deal to reopen the government. Republicans have said the issue should be dealt with separately and the tax credits need to be reformed. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries was asked by Fox News Radio if reforming the program is on the table.
What I'm saying is that we have an open mind as it relates to an extension of the Affordable Care Act tax credits based on the merits of what is presented in good faith.
The subsidies impact about 22 million people who Democrats say will see a significant increase in premiums if the program isn't extended by the end of the year. On Capitol Hill, Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
Thousands of government workers remain in limbo with mass furloughs during the shutdown, and now President Trump is suggesting some will not get back pay when the government reopens.
Some, but not all, federal workers sidelined by the government shutdown should receive back pay, President Trump says.
For the most part, we're going to take care of our people. There are some people that really don't deserve to be taken care of, and we'll take care of them in a different way.
The president says he'll follow federal law on paying workers impacted by the shutdown. But a memo from the White House Budget Office argues back pay is not guaranteed. It's part of 2019 legislation signed by President Trump. Congress has approved back pay provisions following previous shutdowns. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Immigration agents reporting arrests at the southern border at a 55-year low this fiscal year as border crossings has plummeted. America's listening to Fox News.
We all know the importance of good daily habits, whether it's getting your steps in, stretching those limbs, or eating right. Doing it on the regular is key. That's why if you're dealing with everyday aches and pain, it's time to bring Relief Factor into your routine. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor uses a special formula of 4 natural ingredients. Relief Factor doesn't just mask pain, it helps reduce or even eliminate it. In fact, the longer you take it, the more effective it is. So call 1-800-4-RELIEF and try their 3-week quick start for only $19.95. That's less than $1 a day. Simply call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Wherever you're having pain, don't let it keep you from living the life you want. Make Relief Factor part of your daily routine. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
Yeah. Here we go. Oh, jumping for joy here. She went home with Mary. 1979. Factory Records released Transmission. It was the debut single by English post-punk band Joy Division. It was 1979. In May 2007, NME magazine placed Transmission at number 20 on its list of the 50 greatest indie anthems ever made. One place below their third single, Love Will Tear Us Apart. Joy Division. I know nothing about. I know the name. I've never actually heard their records before.
I usually tell you this about once a year.
Yeah, I know.
And, the lead singer for Joy Division committed suicide the night before their first American tour, and the leftover members ended up becoming New Order.
I think I remember you telling me that a couple of years ago, last time.
I think it was like 6 months ago.
Could have been 6 months ago, 2 years. Same to me. If it's over like 2 days, 4 days, really it's just in the past. It's kind of scrambled in there. Yeah, you'll see. Wait till you get up here, buddy. Wait till you get up where I am. You'll get the whole package.
I got a ways to go.
Everything hurts all the time. And nothing makes any sense. Yeah, I'll get that app. Let me go and find out about my car. Let me go and try to find an app and see if I can get online for that. Birthdays include Omar Miller. Did you guys ever watch the series Ballers on HBO? I think you watched that, didn't you? Ballers? I thought you guys watched that. Well, then I shouldn't even care about this. But people who did watch the HBO series Ballers, a guy named Omar Miller he played a role by he played in a character named Charles Green on Ballers. Omar Miller, 47 years old today. I'm not having a stroke. And on this day in history, the U.S.-led coalition begins attacks on the Taliban-controlled Afghanistan with an intense bombing campaign by American and British forces. The attack on Afghanistan. Other nations, including France, Germany, Australia, Canada, the invasion of Afghanistan, opening salvo, and the United States war on terror. It was the response to the September 11th attacks on 2001 in New York and Washington. The conflict would span 2 decades, become the longest war in American history, dubbed Operation Enduring Freedom, targeting mastermind Osama bin Laden's al-Qaeda organization based in the country, along with the extremist fundamentalist Taliban government as well. And I'm not even going to talk about the freaking Afghan withdrawal, because that slimebag Biden wanted to have it all done, set a deadline of September 11th, the anniversary on 2021, to get out of Afghanistan, and that led to the Abbey Gate and the disgraceful, one of the worst planned and disgraceful events in American military history. The last administration. And again, we caught him today with the Hunter Biden disgrace and all the stuff that's going on in the Congress. We'll play more of those sound bites later about the Senate hearing as well. And more stuff about these people. Again, 406, give, repeat, and flounder. Our number 404-741-1230, 741-1230, if you'd like to join us. Now, there was an update on this story about the South Carolina judge whose home exploded in fire the other day. She was out walking her dog, And some of her family members were in the house, a beach house in South Carolina, went up in an explosion in flames. And immediately, the Democrats started saying, well, it's Donald Trump's fault because you've been saying you're not going to take these judges who vote against you all the time. And so it's your fault that obviously a MAGA Republican tried to blow up, then kill that judge. They were all saying it. Every freaking one of them was saying it. The circuit judge girl's home went up in flames. Well, quote, this time there's no evidence to indicate the fire was intentionally set. There's no evidence to support a pre-fire explosion. It's just, there's nothing there. I'm sorry. And by the way, here we go. You may have heard the name before. She's been on a Fox contributor in the years past, and now Harmeet Dillon is the Assistant Attorney General for the Justice Department's Civil Rights Division. Boy, does she fit in perfectly with this. She's a civil rights lawyer from way back and a ball buster. And she says, if you make threats against me, you're in trouble. We're not tolerating threats from you woke idiots, including those who work for Governor Newscomb. FAFO, baby. A post, she said, came from a staffer at Governor Newsom's office, blamed her for the fire at the judge's home in South Carolina. One ominous-sounding post from an ex-account, which they've taken off, said, I'm just saying Harmeet Dillon's address can't be hard to find. And someone said, what are you saying? What are you saying? And they replied, I'll let you know in 2 weeks. That was in reply to Izzy Garden, Newsom's communications director, who said a few weeks ago one of Trump's top DOJ officials publicly targeted this judge. Today, the judge's home is on fire. Well, speaking to Fox, Dillon said these two people had placed a target on her back for doing her job. Grossly outrageous, inappropriate warning in the present milieu. It could cause me physical harm. And now they're saying, oh, we didn't do anything. We didn't do anything. What are you talking about? We didn't do anything. Well, Stephen Miller had to tear into that scumbag Dan Goldman, the Democrat congressman, the other day in Manhattan, blaming Donald Trump's rhetoric for causing the blaze. Again, this is what they do. And again, there's no evidence of that in any stinking freaking way. And by the way, MSNBC's going nuts now, getting high marks these days for their climb up the chart of moral turpitude. Going to play cut number 7 here, Flounder. MSNBC. The well-known Nazi supporter and Democrat mouthpiece Nicole Wallace is at it again. She's trying her best to blame the judge's house fire on Donald Trump. Cut number 7, Flounder, if you will, sir.
When we come back, what we're learning about the fire that destroyed the home of a South Carolina Circuit Court judge who faced criticism from Trump officials after a ruling she made against the Trump administration. It comes amid a surge in hostility and threats against judges, as well as criticism directly from the Trump administration, including for Judge Goodstein, after she temporarily blocked the Justice Department from accessing the files of millions of registered voters in South Carolina. Mary McCord is still with us. Mary, what questions do you have based on what we're hearing so far?
This is the kind, again, we've talked today already about crossing Rubicons, right? And when you're starting to attack judges because of their rulings, we're in a very, very dangerous position in this country. And it makes judges fearful. It makes prosecutors fearful, as we know. It makes others in positions where they could be criticized by Donald Trump fearful. And he needs to know the power of his voice and how people respond to that.
Right.
We've been saying this for years, Nicole. But if this is what this turns out to be, some sort of...
That'll work. They
didn't say a word when Schumer said, you have sowed the wind, you shall reap the whirlwind. We're coming for you.
Quote, we're coming for you, Kavanaugh. Remember that? And they did get the guy, sent him to jail. Of course, he mentioned he was, kind of a tranny, so they only gave him a few years instead of 25. But, typical leftist. But
this is innuendo.
Yeah.
They pretty much, if you watch that, you think the Republicans did that. They burned that guy's house down. Right. And when it comes out that it didn't, not a peep from MSNBC about the real findings.
Yep. Some of the reaction to a talk like that, they know exactly what they're doing. They're making political violence a two-sided issue, and it's not. Only one side is committing political violence. One side shot Charlie Kirk. One side shot at ICE agents. One side fantasizes about killing children, and it's not my side. Leftism, religion of self-hatred, teaches white people to hate their race, boys to hate their sex, women to hate their femininity, Americans to hate their country, Westerners to hate their history. What a loathsome, poisonous thing it is. Leftism is a hate group. Sue the crap out of MSNBC. The only way these reprobates are going to learn a lesson if you hit them on the wallet. Make them pay. It's just unstinking believable. I mean, these people can't... and again, the gaslighting is horrendous. And they're not stopping. They will not stop. And we got more. Oh, in fact, how about the... Well, I'll tell you what. Well, let's do it. Let's do it here. Stephen, cut number one here, Flounder. Stephen Miller. I love to watch this guy when he gets on the liberal networks. He was on CNN, and he was talking with a guy named Boris Sanchez on CNN about Donald Trump's plan sending National Guard troops to Illinois. They're on the way going to Chicago, protecting immigration ICE agents and facilities. Governor J.B. Fatzker criticizes it, saying it's an invasion by Donald Trump. So here's a discussion on CNN with Stephen Miller getting the goods on this idiot CNN Boris Sanchez. Cut number one there, Flounder, if you will.
Democratic president someday calls the National Guard to a red state over what they see as open rebellion, but is what amounts to a demonstration that gets rowdy.
Demonstration.
I mean, is that not a fear?
They're
of
posting
yours?
pictures of their kids because it's a demonstration, and they have a sniper on top of a building firing a high-caliber rifle at a nice facility because it's a demonstration, and they are engaging in vehicle ramming.
But the National Guard isn't being sent to Texas.
Because it's a
the National Guard isn't being sent to Dallas, where that sniper was.
Because the Dallas Police Department and the governor of Texas, well, you walked right into that one, have responded to every call for assistance and help. They gave a stand-down order in Chicago, and they gave a stand-down order in Portland. Do you realize that there's 11,000 federal law enforcement officers in Oregon? That's larger than the size of the FBI. Local and state police are resourced to deal with this kind of riotous assembly, but they have refused. They've been given a stand-down order. So
they've arrested some 70 people since June.
Troops.
They've been arresting folks on the ground. They've been arresting folks on the ground. They refute what you're saying outright.
We literally have the 911 audio of the stand-down order in Chicago, and we have documented inside of DHS every single unresponded to 911 call over the recent weeks and months.
Yeah. I mean, they're posting pictures of their kids because it's a demonstration. They have a sniper on a building with a high-caliber rifle because it's a demonstration. And they're engaging in vehicle ramming attacks because it's a demonstration. These freaking people. They're traitors to their country. 14 minutes after 4 o'clock. Timber Pete Flounder, how you doing? Good, man.
It's time for the Bortz Report, brought to you by Southern Exteriors, the Southeast premier home exterior solution. Quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years. Visit southernexteriors.co.
Well, let's wander into the darkness that is the Democrat Party and see just how deranged Democrats can be. Terry Meza, Democrat, state representative, Irving, Texas, near Dallas. She doesn't like the castle doctrine where you can protect your home against an intruder. This brilliant Democrat says that thieves only carry weapons to protect themselves and to provide the householder an incentive to cooperate. They just want to get their stuff and get away. People only get hurt when the resident tries to resist. So Terry Meza introduced a bill that would require homeowners to flee the home at the first sign of an intrusion. And if they cannot flee their house, they must cooperate with the intruder. And if violence does break out, it is the homeowner's responsibility to make sure that nobody gets hurt. And that means you use the minimum non-lethal force against the intruders. And what if you don't? What if you hurt one of them? Oh, my God. The intruders, under her bill, would be allowed to sue the homeowner for any injuries they receive at the hands of the homeowner. But wait, it gets worse. Remember, we're describing a Democrat. Terry Meza says that in most instances, the thief needs the money more than the homeowner does. And, now please be sitting down, the transfer of that property is likely to lead to a more equitable distribution of the wealth. After all, the intruder needed that money. She says, if I can help make the transfer of this wealth from the homeowner to the thief a peaceful one, well then, so much the better. Democrats, gotta love them and pity them because they're sick. Neil Bortz, XTRA 106.3.
Hates Tug, I was raised to respect my neighbors, and they've got plenty to say about Southern Exteriors. Sarah from Covington, very professional, no hassle, and great quality. Will from Jackson, the crew showed up on time, worked efficiently, and left everything spotless. Jennifer from Jenkinsburg summed it up. Awesome, caring, professional. That's Southern Exteriors. Trusted by me, trusted by your neighbors. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co. That's southernexteriors.co.
You know, I Peach State Windows, and I say, well, you got windows in the name, but I talk about their siding, too. They've got specials going on now for like a special deal on 1,000 square feet. I'm telling you, and Jeff and his wife, I've known these people for decades and decades. I'm a Hardy Plank fan, but they've got whatever is right for your house. And the windows, the more you need, the more you're going to save. And don't forget this, too. If you have a deck, it may not be making the current safety codes for your county. They've changed them, and it may make a difference. It's going to be a free deck check if you want, just for the record. Anyway, tell them the Kimmer sent you. PeachStateWindows.com.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. We basically bought our house from our in-laws. It was my wife's childhood home. One of the issues that we've had when we first moved in was our dog in our backyard. It was extremely shaded, could never grow grass back there. We resodded it twice. So ATL Turf Co. did an amazing job with our backyard transformation. They basically created a miniature golf hole. We have a miniature fairway. We also have a miniature little putting green. Consists of about 4 holes, total about 40 yards, so you can definitely work on your short game and your putting. After that transformation that ATL Turf Co. did for us, my father-in-law came and saw his house the way it looked after the fact of we had a putting green and a miniature golf course. Sure enough, he did the same thing with ATL Turf Co. He has a beautiful backyard, wonderful stonework, drainage, and a beautiful practice area for chipping and putting. Check him out online at atlturfco.com.
The hot summer's winding down and the wet fall is approaching. It's time to get your Mercedes-Benz running in tip-top shape. Meet the RBM of Atlanta Mercedes-Benz pickup and delivery service. It gives you back time and money. Does your Mercedes-Benz need service? If so, we'll pick up your vehicle that's requiring service from your home or office and bring it back to our dealership for those services. And once the services have been complete, we'll bring your Mercedes-Benz back to you. With over 100 appointments available every weekday, over 50 appointments on Saturdays, and more than 200 courtesy vehicles in our fleet, we're here to serve. We'll work around your schedule. We're here to save you time, energy, and money. RBM of Atlanta is a J.D. Power 2025 Diamond Dealer of Excellence for the customer sales experience. And we're proud to be Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964. Pickup and delivery service restrictions do apply. Ask your service coordinator or service advisor at RBM of Atlanta for details.
I don't serve for the recognition. I serve the flag. The red, white, and blue, that means everything to me. And when I fly it, I know it stands for something real. My name is Megan Terry, and I serve in the U.S. Army, which is why I choose Collins flags. Because every Collins American and military flag is made here in the USA, stitched with pride and built to last. And they support veterans like me because they know what these flags really mean. So if you love our service members and our country like I do, fly a flag that honors them and supports American jobs. Visit collinsflags.com today. American made, proudly waved.
Try to trick the camera.
Yeah, no, I tricked myself there.
Well, I guess we know what's coming up. Maybe. Hey, look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis and Flounder. 420 phone call standing by. And Marvin Gaye for you here. On this day, don't have the time. I thought I said don't have a dime. Interesting, because on this day in 1978, Billboard magazine reported that Marvin Gaye in 1978 had twice filed for bankruptcy with debts in 1978 of $7 million. Doesn't say what he spent it on or what happened, but anyway. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, happy Tuesday. To the phones, Martin, you're on the radio, my friend. What's going on? Welcome aboard, sir.
Afternoon.
Yes, sir.
So I just heard that little blurb with Neil Bort about some representative trying to create this insane bill. So I have an answer for that. You know, the problem is if you try and stop them in your home and you harm them, Yeah, that can be an issue. Okay. So, the deal is no sense in dealing with pain and suffering, right?
Yeah.
So they have that device that's a double-barrel 12-gauge pistol.
Yeah.
And, you whip that puppy out, and you got 2 tries. And the first one, if you miss, well, their hands are going to be grabbing their backside because they've pooed their pants. and you don't have to worry about hitting them the second time.
Well,
no pain and suffering.
I used to have a little pistol called the Judge, and you can use either a slug or a 410 shotgun shell. And I used to keep it both. I used to have both of them. And that's a mean little weapon there, my friend. I'll tell you what. But I think it was called the Judge. I had one years ago. I got something else.
And close quarters, those work really good.
Yes, they do. Martin, always a pleasure, my friend. Yeah. If somebody breaks into your house, you're supposed to run and not, confront them or protect your family. Yeah, right. Yeah, and that's the other thing. I always, I've thought about a case like this. If I walk home and I walk into my house and there's a guy who is stabbing my wife in the chest and stabbing my children, and then he runs out the back door, he's faster than I am I not allowed to shoot him in the back? I mean, oh, you shot him in the back. Yeah, yes, I did. Shot him in the back, Your Honor. So you acted as judge. Yes, I did, Your Honor. I saw him stabbing my family, so I freaking killed him. How about that? Mm-hmm. I mean, again, I'd be going to jail.
Yeah, but a jury of your peers would let you free.
A jury of my peers? Who knows? I mean, in this town, a talk show host, well, obviously a Trump supporter, well, 20 years. Seriously, honest to God, anyway.
Well, you have to get out of Fulton County first.
That's true. If I had to kill the guy I wanted to, I'd have been out by now anyway. Birthday list includes Oliver North. Oliver North is 82, United States Marine forever. Oliver North, involved in the Contra thing, where they're going there, whatever. And Oliver North, and you recall, if you remember the Contra case and the testimony and everything, his magnificently beautiful, sweet secretary, Fawn Hall, they got married a few weeks ago. Secret ceremony. They admitted it a little while ago. Oliver North, 82 years old, married Fawn Hall, the former secretary, and just a beautiful woman who was involved in all this. She got the thing where you don't have to, what the hell is it? Immunity for testifying. I talked about shredding documents and stuff. So anyway, they got married, so happy marriage to them. And on this day in history, in 1849, 40-year-old American poet and horror writer Edgar Allan Poe dies mysteriously in a Baltimore hospital. Cause of death still a mystery from 1849. He was found delirious, wandering the streets of Baltimore, wearing someone else's clothes. He died 4 days later in the hospital without ever recovering his senses. What caused it? Some believe it was a victim of cooping, the practice of kidnapping people and forcing them to wear disguises in order to vote multiple times. He was found delirious on Election Day outside a bar that also served as a polling place. It was also, this 1849, was also the practice of the day to give the voter a drink after voting. Edgar Allan Poe and his sister were both known to have a very low tolerance to alcohol, with even a single glass of wine leaving them completely stumbling drunk. That might explain his delirium on voting day, also the clothes he was wearing. Other physicians diagnosed his symptoms as typical of rabies. Speculation also includes maybe a brain tumor, even having been beaten delirious by his wealthy fiance's brothers. Edgar Allan Poe, 40 years old, died on this day in Baltimore, 1849. 426, Cameron, Pete, and Flounder, 404-741-1230. Here we go again. More disaster Democrat stuff in the news. Embattled Virginia Democratic Attorney General candidate. You know the name Jay Jones? This black guy's been in the news recently. Republican guy in Virginia has now said that during a 2020 conversation he had about qualified immunity, this guy, this Representative Carrie Coyner, she said that Jones said without legal representation or protection, police officers would get killed. That's what she said. Without immunity for police officers, a lot of them would get killed. And this guy who's running for Attorney General, Jay Jones, replied, well, maybe if a few of those police officers died, that they would move on and not shooting people and stop killing people. Again, he said if more police officers got killed, then they wouldn't be shooting as many people and killing as many people. Now, this guy, Jay Jones, is now saying, I never said that. I never said that. Yeah. Well, he also revealed 3 years ago text exchanges where he suggested he should shoot the then Speaker of the House over Adolf Hitler. He said the guy and his wife should watch their fascist children die in their mother's arms. He wrote 3 people, 2 bullets, Gilbert, Hitler, or Pol Pot. Gilbert gets both bullets to the head. Gilbert, of course, being the Secretary, the House leader in Virginia at the time. The Fraternal Order of Police says this guy you can't have him elected as Attorney General in Virginia. Calling for any type of violence is unacceptable. I mean, he was fantasizing about murdering a guy and his baby. The kids at the time were like 2 and 5. And yeah, it'd be great to see them die in their mother's arms. This guy wants to be the Attorney General. And he also talked about how it'd be better if more police got killed, they'd stop shooting other people. And the Democrats in Virginia or anywhere else are going along with it. Have you heard any Democrat leader in America say, it's not qualified?
They agree with it. They all think it.
You know, again, when I listen to Jesse Kelly going home, he makes a very strategic point, and over and over, he does not say that the Democrats are soft on crime. He says they are deliberately hard on crime. They want the crime because it makes the country unstable. It makes the government unstable. It makes our culture unstable, and that's when they move in. These are communists. They do it on purpose. There's no other possible explanation. And I hear myself saying, there you go, the communist conspiracy here again. How do you explain it? How do you explain that comments like this and all the things that have happened, we just revealed all the things today, not one Democrat is standing, maybe John Fetterman, is standing up to say, wait a minute, what are you doing here? They're doing it on purpose. That's got to, there's no other possible explanation. In fact, let's hear one more soundbite here. Cut number 8, Flounder. This is Speaker of the House talking about the government shutdown. Johnson, once again, is pointing out the hypocrisy of suspected child molester Chuck Schumer and their communist budget plan trying to keep the government closed unless they get what they want. Cut number 8, Flounder, if you will.
Okay, I'm going to start with Leader Schumer's record because he is leading the opposition and he is the one telling the Democrats to keep the government shut down. Chuck Schumer has been in Congress for 44 years. He was first elected to the House in 1981. Just for reference, I was 9 years old. I was in the 3rd grade when Chuck Schumer came here to Congress. Throughout his entire career, he has been very, very consistent about the necessity of keeping the government open until just now. In fact, I want to read to you an excerpt from 7 months ago, his floor speech on March 13th, 2025. Quote, on the Senate floor, while the CR bill is very bad, the potential for a shutdown has consequences for America that are much, much worse. I believe it is my job to make the best choice for the country to minimize the harms of the American people. Therefore, I will vote to keep the government open and not shut it down, unquote.
All those Democrats also voted to keep the government open and continuing resolutions 13 times until this time, because they want to get Donald Trump and they just want to make his administration have more difficulty. And again, blaming him for the shutdown. These people can't stop. All right, 4:30, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. We got tweets. Let's do it. You want to do a game next? Let's do a game next. Coming up, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Happy Tuesday. And more news. And Donald Trump having a little fun time at the White House with a guy from Canada, too. That's coming up. We got it all.
Neil Bortz is only live on XTRA 106.3, bringing you daily commentary on the biggest topics of the day. Catch him throughout the day or hear his latest on the XTRA 106.3 app.
Well, Atlanta Safe House got some exciting news for you now. For all the Kemmer fans are moving to a new location in Alpharetta to serve you better. And by the way, since they're moving from their current location, they would rather sell what they have than move it and bring it along. You know what I mean? You're going to save hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars in their Ackworth location. Please tell them the Kemmer sent you. They have brands like Browning, Fort Knox, Champion, all the top names, pistol safes, gun safes, and you don't pay any sales tax on gun safes, by the way. But they have safes to take care of your bows and arrows and long guns and little teeny guns and jewelry safes. They can take care of it. They can build you a family storm shelter. How about a vault? A vault door. I'm serious. And again, don't forget, Atlanta Safe House moving to the new location from Ackworth into Alpharetta to serve you better. Tell them the Kimmer sent you. Protecting your stuff. I show pictures all the time of things I keep safe and sound, and Atlanta Safe House can do the same for you, along with things like medical records and, your living will and financial stuff. Hey, AtlantaSafeHouse.com.
Some remodelers are too big to care, others too small to count on. Southern Exteriors hits the sweet spot. Big company buying power with hometown heart. Hey, it's Tug, and I trust them for siding, roofing, gutters, windows, and doors. Over 1,000 projects a year, top materials fast, prices fair, and jobs on track. Plus 25 years of true local care. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co. That's southernexteriors.co.
Of all the radio ads I've ever done, I only advertised one thing that I think saved my life. My CPAP machine, sleep apnea. And I found the best CPAP dealer out there ever, Roddy, at CPAPs, etc. in Alpharetta. CPAPsETC.com. Everything you need, all the supplies, shipped anywhere at a price that often beats insurance. CPAPsETC.com. Go take a peek now.
Big moments deserve big-time craftsmanship. At Solomon Brothers Jewelers, we've been family-owned and operated since 1982 because we know what it means to show up when it counts. Jaron Solomon here, and that's why we're proud to be an official Tacori jeweler. Each Tacori ring is handcrafted in California, going through 20 elite artisans before it hits your hands. Not mass-produced, not generic, always personal. And with Solomon Brothers, you get lifetime cleanings, unbeatable financing, and the largest Tacori selection in Georgia. Stop by a store in Buckhead, Alpharetta, or Sharpsburg. Visit SolomonBrothers.com to book your private appointment. Solomon Brothers Jewelers, where love is in the details and legends are built to last. Solomon Brothers Jewelers, proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs and official jeweler of the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's for Howard Brothers and Skag. Fall has arrived, and with it, big jobs for your business. From leaf piles growing to debris cleanup, you'll need equipment that can keep up with the work. At Howard Brothers, they've got you covered with a full lineup of Skag street blowers, vacuums, and debris loaders. Some of the most powerful tools in the industry. With Skag, you'll tackle every job with ease and deliver the premium service your customers expect. You demand simply the best, and that's exactly what Skag delivers. Stop by your local Howard Brothers today and gear up for the fall work heading your way.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Retirement means different things to different people. Some folks want to travel the world. Some folks want to spend more time with grandkids. For me, I'm looking forward to spending more time with my guitar. Whether extravagant and robust or simple and cozy, every retirement needs a plan. You wouldn't take a trip without directions. You have to know where you are before you know where you're going. Master Plan Retirement Consultants have helped many like you plan for their own retirement. Not only does Master Plan help you create the roadmap, they join you on the journey. So whether you want to travel the world, become a pickleball champ, or just looking for a good porch, a sturdy rocking chair, and an acoustic guitar, remember to plan well because the destination is worth it. Visit masterplanretired.com to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
The legend Neil Bortz is only on XTRA 106.3, Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station.
Don't tell me the net worth of some corporate CEO. Tell me the net worth of the people he hired, the people who worked for him, the people that helped him build that wealth. There, I think, is the true worth of an entrepreneur.
Atlanta Talk Radio legends are only on Extra 106.3.
And who doesn't visualize John Travolta walking down the sidewalk?
Now all I ever think about is Kimmer doing pump, 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 pump.
Or I think of Airplane, where they're playing this and the pilot throwing his coat in the air and swirling her around. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, here we go. The Bee Gees, 1978. The film soundtrack to Grease, featuring John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John, started a 13-week run at #1 on the British charts. And Grease is just as good as Saturday Night Fever or anything else with the Bee Gees, and so what the hell. Anyway, what a song. Really, it brings back all kinds of fun stuff in my head immediately, just for fun. To the phones, taking priority. Mika, you're on the radio with Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Hey, doll, how's it going? What's up?
Hi. I'm just following up on that other gentleman's comment about the shotgun as self-defense.
Yes, ma'am.
And pulling shot out of his behind while he's getting up for the next round. My husband and I went to a gun show several months back, and we found the most hilarious thing. It's called Rubber Bucky. Bucky as in boy, Buckie.
Okay.
And it's filled with not regular shot, but I think it's 3D printed hard plastic duckies. They're like pink rubber duckies. And he got this because we thought it was freaking hilarious. He said, well, I suppose if you really want a warning shot, this might do the trick.
Pink rubber duckies out of a gun?
Yes.
Oh, my God. I wonder if I wonder how fast. Did you shoot one? Can you tell how fast they come out? Do they hurt you?
It's kind of pricey, so you wouldn't really want to use this at the range. But we were warned that apparently these do hurt a lot more than like regular BBs would. So this does do some damage, not as much as a slug, but this does do some actual damage.
I wonder if it's like paintballs.
I think it's a little harder than paintball because it can make you bleed.
That would hurt.
But it's not enough to be like a full-on, But it was pretty hilarious.
Oh, that's hysterical. Oh, we got to check that out. Well, Mika, thank you. That's really cool. Thanks very much.
The second thing I wanted to mention, do you have siblings?
Do I have siblings? Yes, I do. I have brothers and a sister. Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if you ever dealt with this, but I certainly did. I have a little sister. What's going on between the Democrats and the Republicans reminds me of the getting in trouble part with siblings. Your younger sibling will go out there, do something awful, and then when they're caught, they say, no, the other sibling did it. And then as long as they blame it loud enough, then the parents turn on you. Yeah. And you're in trouble.
Yeah, he was on my side.
She did it, but it doesn't matter. As long as she points a finger at me, it's me who did it.
I know. I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, the gaslighting and it's just really, if it weren't so horrible, it would be almost comical, but it's disastrous, and it really is hideous to look at. Well, so thank you, Mika. I've called more often, and hi to your husband. It sounds like you have a fun relationship going to the gun range too. I got to check out those pink rubber duckies. I know that.
Yes. I think you'd have fun with that.
Yeah. Thank you. Great to talk to you. 440 Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 404-741-1230. Our birthday list includes, John Cougar Mellencamp is 74 today. Little pink houses or something. I don't remember. The only I remember about, and it probably isn't fair, but it was many years ago. I forgot whether it was during. In fact, I'll bet it was during the original Iraq War. Excuse me. And I remember that John Cougar Mellencamp was doing an interview, and he was making fun of the National Guard. And he was saying, the American National Guard, what a joke, man. All those guys do is, they go to have a meeting once a month or so at some armory, and they just sit around drinking beer. And I thought to myself, Jesus, National Guard people go to war these days. It used to be if you back during Vietnam, it used to be if you wanted to get out of being drafted to go to Vietnam, you'd join the National Guard. Well, still, if you joined the National Guard, you served your country, you joined the National Guard. I don't have a problem with that, but still. So people thought, but that stopped being a real thing a long time ago. National Guard troops go to war.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so I kind of held that against him, and it may not be fair at this point because it was years ago, but just for the record, that's what I'm saying, and I'm admitting it. Let's see. Let's do a little gap. Flounder, let's do a little playtime. Oh, Flounder's in the back. Are you okay back there? Let's do a little something here with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounders at 4:41 here on your Tuesday. Oh, hey, Johnny Olson, who's our next contestant with Come On Down Game Time here on 106.3 with Pete Davis right here. All right, what do you got there?
It's time to play your favorite game. 3 strikes and you're out.
Oh, well, congratulations, Flounder, for your
I'm out.
next victory. It's over. Thank you.
Well, you may have a chance on this one because this one concerns Waffle House.
Oh, I love Waffle House. All right, sir.
All right.
Yeah.
There are several states in this country
that
have Waffle Houses.
I would think so. I would think
Flounder,
all of them.
start naming them.
That do have Waffle Houses?
That do have a Waffle House.
All right, let's go
sir.
Florida, Georgia, South Carolina.
No. One.
Well, you said start naming names.
Well, wait a minute. Doesn't every 50 state have a Waffle House?
It's much more popular in the South.
Start.
All right, Flounder, you start.
Give him hints there, Flounder.
All right, I'm going to go Georgia.
All right.
Georgia, you are correct, sir. Georgia.
Alabama.
Kimmer?
Alabama,
yes, you are correct, sir.
Florida.
Florida, yes, sir. You're right. Florida.
Mississippi.
Mississippi, you are correct, sir.
North Carolina.
Yes, North Carolina is there as well. You're right.
South Carolina.
South Carolina, you got it. Yes.
Tennessee.
Yes, Tennessee is there. Yes.
All right. Well, now I'm going to get a little nervous here because we start moving to the west. How about, I got to be Louisiana.
You are correct, sir. Louisiana.
Let's see. Illinois.
Yes, Illinois has 2.
Oh, my.
I got lucky there.
Illinois only has 2 Waffle Houses in the whole state?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Georgia has 381.
I was going to say. Wow. Well, I'll take a chance. How about Arkansas?
Yes, 41 for Arkansas. You are right. Yes, sir.
Texas.
Texas has 99.
All right. Oklahoma.
Oklahoma is 16.
Virginia.
40.
Oh, good call. Let's see. Well, how about, let's see. I don't want to go. How about, oh, God. This is horrible. Oh, Lordy. Ohio.
Ohio has 64. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
West Virginia.
West Virginia has 4.
Well, how about, I hate to go this far north, Pennsylvania.
11.
Oh.
11.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let's go with Missouri.
39.
Oh, my. Indiana.
17.
Keep going up, I guess. Iowa.
There's one strike.
Damn
Kimmer.
it.
Well, then how about, let's see. Oh, my. Nebraska. Oh,
There's
my.
a strike there.
Yeah.
You both got one strike.
Let's go with Ohio.
Ohio has already been named, so that's a second strike.
Uh-oh. Well, I'm going to say, how about Maryland?
Maryland has 11.
Kentucky.
Kentucky has 64.
Oh, well done. Let's see. How about, a tourist area? How about How about New York State? I got a feeling this is going to
New York has 0. Second strike, Kimber.
Yeah, okay.
You both have 2 strikes.
There we go. All right, sir.
All right, what about Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania has already been guessed. That's 3 strikes. So, Kimber, all you have to do is name one.
Oh, my. Well, there's probably not one left. Let's see. How about Missouri?
Missouri has... Oh, wait a minute here. We've already got Missouri. That's a strike. So we're sudden death here. Sudden death. Flounder.
Colorado.
Colorado has 11. 11. So it's up to you, Kimmer, to try and tie.
Well, in that case, New Mexico.
New Mexico has 2.
Aha.
2. You're still tied. Flounder.
Places with Waffle House, we're guessing.
Mm-hmm.
North Dakota?
So, it's up to you, Kimmer.
Right.
You can clear the board here.
South Dakota.
Come on, you guys. Flounder, your turn.
Let's see.
Neither one of us wants to say California.
I'll do it. California.
Kimmer's turn.
Well, then how about Washington State? Of all places, yeah, I can't imagine. Well, I don't know what's left. Haven't we
Flounder's got another
50?
Let's see.
Done 50 yet.
We said Virginia, right?
Yeah, I think you already guessed Virginia.
Yes.
So West Virginia.
You already guessed West Virginia, too.
Already did with the West Virginia. So, Kimmer,
all
your
right.
turn.
How about, what the hell, Massachusetts?
No.
Yeah. Flounder?
Well, I thought Flounder had 2. Yeah, so Kimmer, you get one more guess there because he had 2.
Let's see.
Oh, do I get another guess now?
Yeah, Kimmer gets another guess.
All right. Rhode Island.
No, Rhode Island does not have one.
Oregon?
I already guessed.
No, Oregon does not have.
I'm not writing these down.
Neither am I. All right. So obviously, Wisconsin.
No.
God darn it.
Michigan.
No.
Damn it.
Well, we've got the Dakotas with Washington. What's New Mexico? Arizona.
18. Kimmer wins.
I can't.
You guys forgot Delaware and you forgot Kansas.
Kansas. Everybody forgets Kansas.
And West Virginia. No, one of you had West Virginia. Yeah, Delaware and Kansas were the 2 still left.
I'll be damned. Wow. That's amazing. So how many states of the 50 do not have a Waffle House? Probably like 5 or 6?
Let's see if you can see this. This
I
stupid
can't.
camera.
No, the camera's
shows
not
what
working.
It wants to show. Yeah,
I can't see it. About offhand, how many do not have a Waffle House?
I don't know, but don't call me offhand.
Oh, thank you. Oh, surely you can't be serious. All right, Kimber Pink.
Don't call me Shirley.
11-4. That's a 449 on 106.3 on a Happy Tuesday. Hold on now. Don't go anywhere.
The Morning Extra, Neil Bortz, and The Kimmer Show are all online for you anytime at thepodcastpark.com. Plus all of Extra's exclusive podcasts like Ben Burnett, Janelle King, and so much more. All at thepodcastpark.com. Presented by Associated Credit Union.
Hi, I'm Chris Lalamia, owner of the Trusted Toolbox. Are home repairs piling up? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Relax. We've got you covered. From drywall dings and leaky faucets to deck repairs and trim replacement, we're your one-stop shop for everything for your home needs. No more juggling multiple contractors. Just call us at the Trusted Toolbox and we'll handle it. Your home deserves the best, and we don't want you breaking your back trying. Call the Trusted Toolbox today at 770-623-3097 or visit us at thetrustedtoolbox.com. The Trusted Toolbox, your one-stop shop for home repairs and more.
Gentlemen, listen up. When it's not hard, it's really hard. Did you know that 50% of men over 50 have some form of ED? It's true, and I'm one of them. ED followed me everywhere. Heck, even my initials are ED. I'm Dr. Eric Deal from Total Body Therapy of Georgia, and I know ED. It can lead to feelings of embarrassment, stress, and sadness. But there's good news. I can fix it. I fixed mine, and I can fix yours too. At Total Body Therapy of Georgia, we are experts in the P-shot, testosterone replacement, regenerative therapy, Trimix to create an erection, and more. Guys, ED won't get better on its own, but I can help you today. Call us at 404-777-1911. That's 404-777-1911, or learn about us more online at tbtofga.com. So take it from me, ED, Dr. Eric Deal at Total Body Therapy of Georgia. Call 404-777-1911 or online at tbtofga.com.
Time now for the Retire Wise Report. James Parker here with financial advisor Sean Maloney, founder and CEO of Retire Wise. The big question for many of our listeners as they approach retirement is, will I be okay in retirement? Sean, how do you help someone figure out if they've saved enough to be comfortable?
Great question. There's a lot of different aspects to this, but the biggest thing is looking at risk. Look, there's a lot of different risks to your money, like market risk, there's healthcare costs, inflation, and taxes. All those need to be accounted for. Many people worry if they've saved enough. Am I going to outlive my money? Strategies to help preserve your wealth can be more important than the dollar amount that you saved. Get an analysis of your situation to help you get that clarity that you need.
Tell us about the offer you have for listeners.
If you're worried about if you'll be okay for retirement, you probably don't have a plan. You might not even know what I mean when I'm talking about, do you have a retirement plan? Well, we have a great resource for you guys. We have what's called the Retire Happy Framework Toolkit, and you can get that by calling or texting WISE to 770-802-2200. My team helped me put this thing together just for you, and it's a complimentary guide. And the center of this is a copy of my latest book, The Priority of Retirement. It has chapters from everything from investments to Social Security, income planning, and has other guides that go along with it as well, with some checklists in regards to all those different strategies and topics as well. So if you want to get that information in your hands today, call or text WISE to 770-802-2200. That's 770-802-2200.
Take advantage of this offer. Get your Retire Happy Framework today. Like Sean said, just text WISE to 770-802-2200. The team at Retire Wise will get you your Retire Happy Framework right away. So just call or text WISE to 770-802-2200. Investment advisory services made available through AE Wealth Management, LLC, a registered investment advisor.
Ooh.
All right, I'm not standing for this one.
You don't have to. It's just a rejoin for the song. So
yeah. Again, you do not have to pull your car over and get out of it, especially for this version.
He tried. He was trying his best.
Well, but on the other hand, let me read the story here that goes with this. It was 1968. Jose Feliciano performed this version of the Star-Spangled Banner before the fifth game of the World Series, Tigers versus the Cardinals. As a result of this song, radio stations all over refused to play any more of his songs. His career suffered. Jose Feliciano in 1968. And I can tell you this, I was in Vietnam, and we were listening to Armed Forces Radio, American Forces Vietnam Network, AFVN, and this song came on, and I'm telling you, the troops, everyone I knew or talked to, were going freaking crazy. They were so angry and upset and were offended, and it was bad enough that we knew in 1968 what was happening back home. And then for this to be played as the national anthem for the World Series, the American baseball, apple pie, pastime stuff, it was, I'm telling you, we just wanted to kill somebody. Really. It was, I'm serious. I'm just saying.
Was it that controversial?
It was. In Vietnam,
it was.
Booed. Yeah.
In Detroit, he got booed.
It was
and
horrible.
Ernie Harwell was ashamed.
Yeah.
He had him come back years later, I think, and do it again.
Yeah.
And they didn't boo him the second time, but that first time they booed him.
It was an amazing controversy. 1968 was a bad time in America. Not like this. This is much worse, I think, and more permanent. But it was very, very controversial. Anyway, sorry, just a little thing. Again, it was a thing, and now it's over. Thank God. Okay, birthday. Let's see. What have I got? Did I pick one here? I can't remember. Let's see. How about? Oh, all right. Let me do this one now. Well-known actress Brie Olson is 39 years old today. Brie Olson was one of I guess she was Charlie Sheen's head goddess during the... Well, no, that's an unfortunate one. She was one of his girlfriends during his meltdown. Syntax was the grammatical
phrasing.
Yeah, again, I just, I didn't read the sentence properly. Charlie Sheen's, girlfriend, Brie Olson, 39 years old, and I'll tell you what, she was a hottie.
Has anybody watched his documentary on Netflix?
I've not heard, again, I mentioned it the other day in past. Have you seen it, Flounder?
No, but he's doing the interview, like the podcast interviews and stuff like that. He's been on Joe Rogan and a bunch of other ones.
Yeah,
so I just
he's talking about it. And he talked about his, getting high and all kinds. I mean, he reveals it pretty much all.
Switching teams, sleeping with men.
He talked about having sex with guys.
Flipping the menu.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
Like it's Waffle House.
Well, if it's good enough for, the first black president in American history, it's good enough for Charlie Sheen. I mean, my God, man.
Scattered, smothered.
And the guy drank Tiger Blood.
Scattered and smothered, all right.
Winning. Winning.
I used that phrase for a while when he was doing that. Just it was so funny. Winning. What are you doing?
We should bring winning back.
Yeah, we should. Trump's America. In fact, speaking of that, Flounder, let's do it before we. Flounder's funny. Let's do it. These are very short sound bites. Donald Trump today entertained the Canadian Prime Minister. And I'll play cut number 5 first and then number 6. Cut number 5, Donald Trump. There's a couple of quick things. Donald Trump entertaining the folks at the White House, talking with Canada about getting together again, emerging, number 5.
This is, in many respects, the most important. What you created
of Canada and the United States.
That wasn't where it was going.
Donald Trump just having some fun. Cut number 6, talking about just wants to do a good job.
So then what's holding things up? If he's a great man and you want to do a deal with Canada, why aren't you?
Because I want to be a great man, too. Thank you very much.
That's why he'll be a great man for the Canada, too. I mean, the guy, Donald Trump's unbelievable. And again, he just, as a president, opens the White House.
Well, another thing when they were talking about is obviously there's been some friction between America and Canada. And when he was in the Oval Office, the Prime Minister was saying we may have some differences, but we have more agreements to where we can both be successful.
Yeah, and they like him. Donald Trump.
I agree.
Really, they know how to get along with him, even though
just like those two sound bites, they were having fun.
That's right. What a change! What a nice change from being hiding before the hiding Biden.
But if you want authoritarian, what's going on in Canada and Great Britain and Ireland? That's authoritarian.
Yeah, that's true. We can't let it go. Yeah, let's not stop worried about it. Flounder's funny. One more. 4:58. A little something here for you, probably before we go to a news break at 5 o'clock. Latest what's going on with the FBI.
My mom an Amazon Alexa. Anybody got one of these? I bought it for her because every day she gets up and has to walk down a hallway to get to the bathroom in the middle of the night. So I said, Mama, check this out. Alexa, turn on the light. Light turns on. I said, Alexa, turn off the light. Light turns off. She goes, that's amazing. And then we practiced that for 3 hours. 2 days later, she calls me up. She goes, that thing you bought me stopped working. I said, what thing? She goes, that thing that's supposed to turn my light on and off. I said, are you saying the phrase right? She goes, I'm saying it exactly how you told me. I said, are you saying? She goes, listen, I'll do it right now. Just listen. Amanda. I go, Mom, stop. Not Amanda, it's Alexa. I even wrote it down in 3 places, next to your bed, next to the machine, in the living room. She goes, maybe that's why it's not working. I go, no, that's exactly why it's not working. She goes, calm down, let me try it. Alexa, turn on the light. I'm on the phone waiting. I go, did it work? She goes, oh, I don't know. I'll let you know when I get home. I go, it doesn't work.
Who's that, Flounder?
That is Mr. Osborne Rocky.
There you go. All right. Almost 5 o'clock. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Happy Tuesday. How's it going? 404-741-1230 if you'd like to join us. And who wouldn't? Here we go. Catch the news for you.
The Kimmer Show is live on your ride home on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta on Dickey Broadcasting Station, XTRA 106.3.
Make the deal happen. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. That message to negotiators in Egypt holding peace talks 2 years after the Hamas attacks in Israel that started the war in Gaza.
And I really, really hope that now Israel and Hamas that say yes. The both sides say yes.
Lishai Miron Lavi is the wife of Omri Miron, one of 48 remaining hostages. The oldest of their 2 daughters was just 2 when he was taken, and says she remembers her father hugging her.
And I told her, yeah, Daddy really hugged you. You are the last one that Daddy hugged you. And she told me, Mommy, I really remember this. I can feel his hug.
She tells Fox they're hoping to hug him again soon. President Trump meeting this afternoon with freed Israeli-American hostage Idan Alexander, earlier telling reporters,
I think there's a possibility that we could have peace in the Middle East. It's something even beyond the Gaza situation. We want a release of the hostages immediately.
The indirect talks between Israelis and Palestinians are focusing on the hostages first, part of a 20-point Trump plan. The president suggesting back pay could be an issue for some furloughed federal workers.
Some, but not all, federal workers sidelined by the government shutdown should receive back pay, President Trump says.
For the most part, we're going to take care of our people. There are some people that really don't deserve to be taken care of, and we'll take care of them in a different way.
The president says he'll follow federal law on paying workers impacted by the shutdown, but a memo from the White House Budget Office argues back pay is not guaranteed as part of 2019 legislation signed by President Trump.
Fox's Jared Halpern, Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer still pushing for health care talks on day 7 of the shutdown.
Yesterday, Trump told reporters he's already talking to Democrats. Well, that's not true.
But Republicans accuse Schumer of playing politics and urge approval of short-term spending. America is listening to Fox News.
We all know the importance of good daily habits, whether it's getting your steps in, stretching those limbs, or eating right. Doing it on the regular is key. That's why if you're dealing with everyday aches and pain, it's time to bring Relief Factor into your routine. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor uses a special formula of 4 natural ingredients. Relief Factor doesn't just mask pain, it helps reduce or even eliminate it. In fact, the longer you take it, the more effective it is. So call 1-800-4-RELIEF and try their 3-week quick start for only $19.95. That's less than $1 a day. Simply call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Wherever you're having pain, don't let it keep you from living the life you want. Make Relief Factor part of your daily routine. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
Let's get it together, ladies. Left shoulder, right of leg. Ready on your dog target. Help, daily, help, road guards out. Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis and Flounder and you at 106.3. How's it going? It's 404-741-1230. If you'd like to join us, 741-1230. Got all the news and all the stuff that's going on here. We have Pete's tweets. We got Flounder's funnies. We got Holy Crap at Sports coming up and playoffs. And are games tonight? I for some reason, I thought that
yes.
It must be American League tonight then. Maybe that's what I was looking at. I was looking at TV Guide, and I was thinking, because I really don't care about the American League. I'd love to see what happens to the Yankees. In fact, if the Yankees are on, are they the first game? Are there 2 games? I think one of them starts early.
Right now, it started at 4 o'clock. The Mariners at the Tigers, and I have not been paying attention.
I assume Tigers probably, well, who knows? But
I guess since the Braves aren't in it, who are you rooting for in the National League? The Phillies, because they're technically our division.
No, I don't, because I don't like Philadelphia, and I don't like
the Dodgers.
Yeah.
I don't like the Phillies.
On the other hand, the only reason I would think about I don't really support, but I would rather the Dodgers win. Only because Freddie Freeman has a chance to get a World Series ring, and as
Brewers, they never won one.
Well,
poor
Milwaukee.
Bob Uecker missed his chance.
Well,
1 year,
true.
He made by 1 year.
Okay, well, that's fine. Again, I really don't have a pony in the race here, but
they got a delay in Detroit right now. That's why they haven't started.
I was wondering. Yeah, but as a little boy, the only radio we could listen to as growing up as in the Northeast was the Brooklyn Dodgers and the New York Giants and the Yankees and the Red Sox.
Good Lord, how old are you?
I'm very old.
They moved to L.A. in 58, for God's sake.
I was listening for years before they moved to California.
58.
Duke Snyder was number 4, became the Silver Fox, the avocado
Name
grower.
me another Brooklyn Dodger.
Gil Hodges, Pee Wee Reese, Junior
good.
Gilliam. I mean, I could like the whole freaking thing.
Carl Furillo.
Carl Furillo.
Sal Bagley. Ralph Branca.
The catcher who got crippled in
Roy
the car wreck.
Campanella.
Roy Campanella. Don Newcomb. I mean, I got all of
Very
them. Anyway, and I used to have Jackie
Who was
Robinson.
the manager?
I used to have a Jackie Robinson, Walter Alston. I used to have a Jackie Robinson doll. Anyway, all right, here's
What'd you do with that doll? Show me on the Jackie Robinson doll. Where the
bad touching.
bad man touched you.
Gee, Daddy. How unusual.
Where Cub Scout leader Willard touched you. Yeah.
We had a Cub Scout leader that a few of us we didn't really know much at that age, like 11 or 12. But there was one guy that always seemed a little funny. And I'm sure he was not. I'm sure he was a wonderful fellow.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he's
he was a terrific guy. Let's see, 404-741-1230. I got to hear. One quick thing. Again, I don't know what. If you listen to the morning show, they're trying to get me to do something about singing a birthday song or something. I don't know what it is. If you know, could you clue me in? Because I want to help them. I'm very happy to do that. But it reminded me, today is also, they're giving out Nobel Prizes today. And between the two things, guys, you're going to kill me for this because it's going to be on my not the bucket list, for the card, little bingo card. But I actually found the actual document from December 5th, 2002. 8 p.m., Robert First Center for the Arts, Georgia Institute of Technology Music Department presents Music of the Season with guest host Kim Peterson. The Symphonic Band, the Men's Glee Club, the Jazz Ensemble, they all had performances. And I have the booklet here, and inside, I won't read the whole thing. I won't read the whole thing, but they asked me for a bio. So I sent them a bio, and here's what they wrote under my picture and bio for this the pamphlet, the giant pamphlet booklet thing for the performance in 2002, December 5th at Georgia Tech. Kim Peterson had been a talk show for the past afternoon drive time, provided staple Came to Atlanta in 1972, television anchorman, reporter, New Orleans, Chicago, San Francisco. The phrase "hated it" provides a cogent summary of Kim's reaction to the glamour of TV. I hated television. Got his BS in Arizona State, master's from Michigan State, proud of his service in the Marines, boom, his Grand Marshal of Veterans, and then, let's see, annual Kimmer CD collection of the albeit comedy moments. He's the largest single fundraiser in America for Toys for Tots. That was true one year. And here we go. When pressured to talk about himself, Mr. Peterson will humbly offer that he played lead guitar for the Beach Boys for their first 2 years and trained Sir George Solti for his gig with the Chicago Symphony. When pressed by a particularly attractive fan, he might go on to mention that he is the only person ever to win 5 Nobel Prizes in a row for physics, which he owes to his early musical training in half notes and syncopation. Other musical accomplishments include playing bass guitar for one summer tour of the Rolling Stones and his acclaimed arrangements and conducting with a Mormon Tabernacle Choir in their rendition of the Battle Hymn of the Republic. Tonight, Mr. Peterson is humbled, but graciously accepts Georgia Tech's accolade in renaming this fine facility Kimmer Hall. They actually printed that in the program from 2002, which I'm holding in my hot little hands.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
I mean, but the very thought that they would have me doing a delete anyway. I mean, it's just good Lord. Songs of the season, Christmas time, carols with the Kimmer. Oh Lordy. Anyway, almost 5:10 already. Sorry I blew that whole time for you. You'll never get that.
Well, thankfully we got every Friday Susan on the horn.
Every Friday Susan, Tuesday Ready Day. Hey, Doll, how's it going? Welcome aboard. What's up?
Welcome back. I missed you last week.
Thank you.
Two quick things. The first ones are funny, where the man is trying to teach his mother how to use Alexa and all that. So that was me. I'm 55, but I was an oops baby. So my father was born in 29. My mother was born in 33. And do you remember when the Nextel walkie-talkie things came out?
Oh, yeah.
30 years ago?
Yeah.
And it was cheap for me because I was living here and they were in Jersey, so I didn't have to pay for much cell phone use. It was like unlimited walkie-talkie.
Yeah.
And I actually flew to New Jersey, opened up the box, showed him how to use it, flew back here, and then 6 months later, I kid you not, I'm in a Kroger, and it's in the middle of the day, and I hear, Sue, it's Mom. Sue, it's Mom. Sue, are you there? Sue, are you there? And I'm like, let's go with the button, Mom. I can't talk. Let's go with the button. And then I can hear that she finally lets go because it makes the beeping noise, but it's not enough time for me to say, let's go with the button, Mom.
That's right. Say over. You just let go of the button.
You gotta let go of the button, Mom.
Oh, funny.
And it's so funny because people are looking at me like, you're not listening to your mother? Like, she had to ask you, 13 times. Like, Sue, you there? Sue. So that's my funny for the day. And then the other one, just real quick, is about that loathsome Jay Jones.
Oh,
but even
man.
more loathsome. Today, finally, we got Tim Kaine, the Virginia senator, on record saying that he fully supports him and that he made a mistake and he's apologized and therefore he's going to support him. He didn't even equivocate. He didn't even equivocate and say, you know what, it's probably pretty bad and maybe I shouldn't support him. He said, no, he's apologized and I fully endorse him.
Oh, Lord.
He wants to be the vice president of the United States. Wrap your head around that.
You know, Susan, I tell you, I don't think I'm really exaggerating. I'm scared for the future of our country. I'm afraid that the division that's been caused by the past administration and the social media and the mainstream media and the lack of the true reporting for America's freedom of the press has put this country on a path I don't know how we're going to recover. Families are going to be split along these lines forever.
I do agree with you, but the only thing that I think that could save us is because legacy media and cable news really doesn't have reach anymore, and everybody gets their news from social media and TikTok. And I know a lot of people don't agree with TikTok, but there's a lot of conservatives on TikTok. I mean, just think about all the social media that Barron got Trump involved in and got him elected with young people.
Streaming and podcasts.
Charlie Kirk.
Right.
Yeah, Charlie Kirk's. Yeah.
100%, right. And that's why I do have some faith. But anyway, I thought you would find that next time.
I did. Very funny. Thank you every Friday or any day, Susan. And hi to your sweet lady friend, too. 513. Thanks, Don. It's 513. Keep repeating Flounder. Kelly. And Holy Crapper Sports coming up. We still have some tweets and more Flounders Funnies and actual news. They're going to hear Pam Bondi, a man with the Senate hearing today. Holy cow. And also the latest scandal on the FBI and the Biden family. Boom, bam, pow. It's all coming up. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Look out.
The Morning Extra from 6 to 10. Glenn Beck until noon. Clay and Buck from noon to 3. And The Kimmer Show on your ride home from 3 to 6. Plus Jesse Kelly from 6 to 9. And Jimmy Vela from 9 to midnight. The voices you need all day with the conservative voice of Atlanta. Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
Well, Peach State Windows, I got the deck check, safety check. It's free if you want to have them check your deck because the codes have changed. And by the way, that's true. It happened to where I live. Also, of course, the siding they're known for. And, of course, the windows. They got specials on windows. The double-hung vinyl siding special, no energy, wasted stuff, and all the number one type deck things. And also taking care of the stuff on the outside of your house. If you have a door issue or maybe a little something on the roof going on, believe me, they'll check that, too. Jeff and his wife, I've known them for years and years. PeachStateWindows.com.
Join Daniel Madelon, CEO of A Second Chance Bail Bonds, and co-host Tug Cowart as they bring together law enforcement, justice insiders, and voices from every part of the justice system, victims, advocates, and people who've turned their lives around. It's not PR, it's not fluff. It's an honest talk about what's working, what's broken, and how to build a better path forward, one second chance at a time. Tune in Saturdays at 10 a.m. or listen to the podcast anywhere. Justice Unfiltered. Unfiltered, informed, and unbiased.
No one plans on going to jail, but
But when it happens, it's important that you know who to call. Call A Second Chance Bail Bonds, where we believe everyone deserves a second chance. Whether your loved one's been arrested in Cherokee, Clayton, or any of the other metro Atlanta counties in between, A Second Chance Bail Bonds works fast to help expedite release within hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 404-BAIL-OUT or online at atlbail.com.
Braves Country Convos is the newest official podcast of the Atlanta Braves. Join hosts Jory Palmer and Lauren Saad for some fun, lighthearted, and unexpected discussions as they interview guests with strong Braves country ties about the things that connect us all. Guests range from Braves alumni Charlie Culberson, MLB Network's Lauren Shahadi, and more. Visit Braves.com/podcast to begin listening to Season 1 wherever you get your podcast or watch on YouTube. Atlanta Braves Baseball. We are Braves Country.
I don't serve for the recognition. I serve the flag. The red, white, and blue, that means everything to me. And when I fly it, I know it stands for something real. My name is Megan Terry, and I serve in the U.S. Army, which is why I choose Collins flags. Because every Collins American and military flag is made here in the USA, stitched with pride and built to last. And they support veterans like me because they know what these flags really mean. So if you love our service members and our country like I do, fly a flag that honors them and supports American jobs. Visit collinsflags.com today. American made, proudly waved.
On this day in 1995, Ted Danson married Mary Steenburgen even after he dated Whoopi Goldberg. Today is their 30th anniversary. Congratulations, best wishes. Now, RBM of Atlanta, Holy Crap at Sports, and Pete Davis.
Great actress and Elf and all these other
absolutely
things.
attractive woman.
Step
Very
Brothers
nice.
too.
Yep.
MLB playoffs. Dodgers take the first two games in Philly, nipping the Phils 4-3 as Freddie Freeman made a scoop of a bad throw from second base to save the game in the bottom of the ninth. Kyle Schwarber is hitless so far, and Bryce Harper is not much better. And I hate to remember, I was looking through National Pastime today, all the old games. It's been 77 and 78 when the Dodgers went to the World Series and lost twice to the Yankees. They went through the Phillies to get there. So it's a long history. The Dodgers breaking Phillies' hearts to do something like that.
Cool.
Brewers take the first two at home over the Cubs. They won 7-3 yesterday. So right now the Mariners should be playing the Tigers in Detroit, but there's a delay. So we'll see what goes on with that. That series tied at 1. And tonight, Blue Jays at the Yankees. Jays won the first two games at home. So it should be raucous there in the Bronx.
Oh, boy.
The postseason is littered with very good former Braves. William Contreras of the Brew Crew. Max Fried, who struggles in the playoffs, but the Yanks would not even be there without him stepping up when Garrett Cole got hurt early in the season. Dansby Swanson on the Cubbies, and, of course, Freddie with L.A. So you still got Braves to cheer for. Just squint your eyes a little to blur the jerseys.
I know. It's too bad. What a shame.
It's a shame. There's a lot of. We could go through some of the moves that have been made.
I know.
Especially William Contreras.
Well,
of course, now we got Drake Baldwin, so it works out.
Yeah,
but
I know.
The Athletic reports the Braves have given their coaches the okay to go ahead and interview with other teams. You can take that for what you will. David sent me a story saying Chipper Jones has changed his mind and would like to manage the Braves if he had full control of baseball operations.
I don't think that's true. I don't
think that's going to happen either. So, whatever. Chipper said on 680 The Fan earlier this week he'd probably would think about taking the hitting coach.
That makes sense.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah.
Drove past Tropicana Field in Tampa last week, and it's still a mess. It's bigger than I thought it would be, though.
Really?
Half the roof gone, replaced with some kind of plastic cover from the hurricane last year. The new owners of the Rays are promising to get it repaired in time for next season, but they're also beginning a search for a new ballpark to open in 2029. They better get started. They hope that park will be somewhere in the Tampa Bay area. I talked to a local person down there. He said the pecking order in Tampa, the Buccaneers are number one, then the Lightning hockey team, which has won a couple Stanley Cups.
That's right.
And the Rays are a distant third with the fans.
I forgot about hockey down there is because all the northern transplants. It's been a big deal.
Well, the hockey was big here in Atlanta before they stole 2 games.
Boom,
in the
boom,
70s, they were averaging 10,000 a game with the Omni.
Joffrey, my friend, up there, up in the Detroit City there, man.
That was before the transplants, most of them got here.
That's right.
Anyway. NFL news. Falcons cornerback A.J. Terrell expected back at practice this week. And how desperate are the Bengals?
Yeah.
After losing quarterback Joe Burrow for most of this season with a toe injury and the struggles of Jake Browning, who's thrown, guess what, 8 interceptions, not even 4 games.
Yeah, it's not good.
Since he has traded within their own division, which you hardly ever do, sending a 5th-round draft pick to the Browns for 40-year-old quarterback Joe Flacco and a 6th-round pick.
Oh, man.
That's desperate.
Okay, yeah. That's,
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Cincinnati is 2-3, with Dylan Gabriel now the number 1 in Cleveland. Does this mean Shadur Sanders now officially number 2?
Well, in fact, I haven't heard anything about him. He's been quiet. Is he?
You've been very
I don't know. I'll be
too quiet.
Maybe something's up.
The NFL is fining Cowboys owner Jerry Jones how much for flipping the bird to Jets fans? Which, frankly, it should be something you pay him to do. But anyway,
$1,500
higher,
$4,000
higher,
$62,000
higher.
Oh my goodness, $500,000.
250,000 American dollars.
Holy cow!
But it's nice to know inflation is not recognized by the National Football League.
Oh, really?
In 2009, then Titans owner Bud Adams flipped off some Bills fans. Also got a $250K fine. That was 14 years ago. It hasn't gone up any.
That was a lot back then compared to my.
Ironically, it's 2 New York teams that people are flipping off, even though one's in New Jersey. So anyway, but throw a drink on Jags fans and you get fined $300,000 like the Panthers owner did last year.
I remember that. Yeah.
Buffalo's head coach Deion Sanders had a 4-hour procedure today to clear up blood clots in his legs. He hopes to be back at practice tomorrow.
Man, good luck. That can kill you. That's
really
bad
could.
stuff. Bad stuff.
Monday Night Football saw the Jaguars come from 14 down at home to beat the Chiefs 31-28. So you were correct, sir, yesterday when your first choice was the Jags.
Couldn't believe it. I can't believe it still. But hey.
But then I shamed you and you
did.
Changed to the Chiefs.
I did. I caved.
Stick to your guns.
Well, I'm trying to be a team player,
Okay. For once, Trevor Lawrence outplayed Patrick Mahomes. His last-second scramble to score the winning TD, one of the most ungainly yet entertaining scores in years. Did you see it?
I did see that. And by the way, they're really ripping one of the defenders for not getting to him in time. I mean, there's a whole thing going on with it.
It took him 14 seconds just to get the ball.
Unbelievable. Fell twice. I mean, he couldn't get up twice on the ground.
It was like watching a tortoise flip over on the beach.
It was awful. Somehow.
By the way, his wife in the stands had jumped up on the table to cheer as that was going on. That was pretty interesting. Of course, they're around Calhoun. I think is his high school sweetheart in it. So
could be.
He's up from up there. Up
be.
by the Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
And maybe Trevor's about to become the quarterback everyone envisioned when first drafted out of Clemson. I believe Trevor would be much better if he'd landed on another team. I said it at the time. It was bad news going to Jacksonville.
Yeah, I agree with you.
The Urban Meyer experiment set him back a couple years at least.
I totally agree.
Yeah. Guess when you start the season 2 and 3 and you get blown out every week and you're basically the students all get up and leave at halftime, you might start to rethink having a documentary crew follow you around 24/7. The Tar Heels and Bill Belichick have scrapped plans for a TV series chronicling the season with Hulu.
Man.
The series was set to follow UNC for the entire season. It was actually UNC's second crack at a docu of Belichick's first college campaign. HBO's Hard Knocks scrapped over the summer, supposedly because of discomfort with the role that Bill's young girlfriend, Jordan Hudson, was going to have.
Well, I mean, she's bossing everybody around. And by the way, I don't know anything about their practice habits or anything. Does Bill Belichick actually teach anybody on the team how to do things better?
I don't
know. Does he even have any?
I've seen him. He gets out there on the field. Yeah, he's trying. But he also said he's not rebuilding. He's there to win.
Yeah.
Well, dude.
Is there, it just doesn't have the players and not coming because the money's not there? Must be some reason why that, I mean, it's just
or
failure.
They're not buying in.
Yeah.
And let's face it, after Tom Brady left, what happened?
Yeah, right. Right.
I'm telling you, Tom Brady's 75% of that equation in my mind.
That's probably true. Probably at least.
The Ole Miss Georgia game to be played at 3:30 in the afternoon in Athens, October 18th. And Auburn is moving its 2026 home game with Baylor to Mercedes-Benz Stadium here to provide NIL opportunities for Tigers players, a first in college football for neutral site games. They're going to be doing commercials and everything.
Really?
Peach Bowl stuff.
That's interesting. Huh.
If Paul Feinbaum was indeed banned from ESPN shows yesterday, it lasted just one day because he was back, I think, earlier today, which may be because the backlash Disney got. And Clay Travis and Outkick.com reported that Feinbaum was cut out after he said he might run for U.S. Senate in Alabama as a Republican. Paul made a splash on his first day back at work today, calling Belichick the worst college football coach in the history of the sport. There's Paul Feinbaum at his best. I love it.
I love that. Yes, that's
good guy. Good guy. I interviewed him back in the 90s. He had these little books out from every team in the South that says, I hate Georgia Tech, or I hate Georgia, or I hate Bama. It was great. He did every team. It was really good.
Cool.
Your Atlanta Hawks dropped their first preseason game of the year last night. I know you were watching Houston to the Rockets, 122 to 113.
Carlina asked me to take her. She and Valentina asked me to go take them to the game.
You went in Houston? You went all the way to Houston?
I took my jet.
Okay. Nikhil Alexander-Walker, a hyphen, led with 13 points.
Yeah.
About 600 people are stuck. I tell you, stuck on Mount Everest in snowstorms near the top.
That's right.
Which reminds me of the line, next time you get all hot and bothered to do something, remember, the 400 frozen corpses on the world's tallest mountain at one point were all very highly motivated people.
Yes, mountain climbers, ladies and gentlemen. People could climb mountains and they're still dead up there. Yeah.
And they can't get them down.
They're not coming down. No, they're not
I don't understand that.
Yeah.
They're already frozen. Start sliding.
Yeah, they can't bring them down. Yeah, I just tumble them down the mountain. I mean, what difference
It's
does it
like
make?
the SNL skit a few years ago with Nate Bargatze, and they were playing EMTs called to a guy who had a heart attack on the top of the water slide. And they're talking about having to carry him down the steps, and Nate Bargatze's going, why don't we just push him?
Push him off of the thing.
He's already there. He would enjoy it. We would enjoy it. An Australian man surfing earlier today when he saw a seal being chased by a bronze whaler shark. The seal was smart enough to use the surfer as a decoy, causing the shark to bite the man not once but twice in the leg. So, I question you.
Yes.
Did the Aussie surfer get eaten? Did he drown? Did he scream and writhe about on the beach?
No, he probably just fought it off with his good foot.
He swam to shore, got in his car, and drove himself to the hospital.
Wow.
Where he underwent emergency surgery. He's doing well. This example of manliness almost makes up for the entire country of Australia becoming a nation of scared, mask-wearing concentration camp candy asses during COVID.
Yeah, what happened to Australia?
Yeah.
I mean, I've told you experiences I had with guys from New Zealand and Australia, the biggest drinkers and party animals and backslapping, here we go, boys,
They
you've
used to
ever
be
seen
men.
in your life.
And then they gave their guns to the government,
That's
and it's
right.
been a downhill slide ever
penal
since.
colony, you know.
Do you know the penal code in that state?
Oh, in that big country there.
On this day, sports history, October 7th, 1964, Bob Uecker, who had been shagging out in left field, tries to catch batting practice balls with what?
Oh, with a trombone or a tuba. A tuba or a sousaphone. It was either a tuba or a sousaphone, yeah.
Suspecting member of the Dixieland band leaves it unattended.
Yeah.
Much to the delight of the crowd, the comedic Cardinals backup catcher successful in 2 of his 6 attempts to snag a fly ball in the mouth of the instrument. But the owner, who is not amused, asked the team for $250 to cover the cost because that brass dents very.
Oh yes,
very
it
easy.
does. Yeah,
As a baritone player.
Well, as a former first chair trombone in the All-State Band,
I was first chair baritone
Oh
myself.
well, there you are.
The 1969, the Cardinals trade Curt Flood, Byron Brown, Joe Horner, and Tim McCarver to the Phillies in exchange for Dick Allen, Jerry Johnson, and Cookie Rojas. Flood refuses to report to Philadelphia, which starts all kinds of lawsuits and all kinds, which he lost.
The freedom clause.
It changed.
That's right.
It changed baseball forever.
Curt Flood changed it forever. Yeah.
And I say this, too, because I played with Joe Horner's son at Glenwood Hills.
That's right. I remember you telling me that. Yeah.
He was traded from the Cardinals or the Royals to the Braves, and his son was not happy about that.
Huh.
He didn't like talking about it.
Really?
He didn't like talking about it, his dad. I don't know why. By the way, our boss, Steve Scott, Tyrone, has just called us band nerds.
Oh, okay. All right.
So he's probably in the next room.
I believe,
I'm not there. I can't handle this, Kevin, but I think you can.
I believe Gauntlet is down.
Please. Shots fired.
Okay.
1 out of 12.
Yeah.
See the man.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
2001, on the last day of the season, Ricky Henderson of the Padres bloops a double down the right field line off Rockies pitcher John Thompson, the 25th major leaguer to get 3,000 career hits. And Tony Gwynn, playing his last major league game, also a 3,000 hit club member, meets Henderson at the home plate, shakes his hand. In San Diego. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
1925, before Game 1 of the World Series at Forbes Field, Commissioner Landis orders the Pirates and Senators to wear black armbands in memory of former New York Giants legend Christy Mathewson, the Big Six, who died of tuberculosis that morning in Saranac Lake, New York. Although the practice becomes common, this is the first time in Major League history teams alter their uniform to acknowledge a fellow ball player's passing. How's that? Pretty cool. I'm getting all kinds of notes here.
All right, go ahead.
Our boss has sent a
apology. A
not
tearful
an
apology.
It's a guy screaming "nerds."
Yeah.
That's from Revenge of the Nerds.
Okay,
That's
all right.
Revenge of the
I guess
Nerds,
he would know about that movie. I don't, well, I've never seen a nerd movie. I've seen back. Though they sit back in the office all day,
You've never seen Revenge of the Nerds?
No, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I'm not a 14-year-old girl.
70. We didn't start this. I just want you to know we didn't start this.
Yeah.
You poke the bear.
Hit me with a stick one more time. Go ahead.
Poke the tiger. This is what happened.
I'll bet he's leaving early.
He'll be in there on the break, I guarantee you.
Yeah. 5:31. We got even more of this absolute stuff going on here, my friends, with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder on 106.3.
Pleasure working with you.
Yeah, we got some work of it. Look out.
Get connected to XTRA 106.3 on all your favorite apps. Then download ours and stream the station across Georgia. We're live online at XTRA1063.com. Stream live video from the studios on YouTube. And of course, Kimmer, Bortz, and your favorite extra shows in crystal clear digital on the XTRA 106.3 app.
Pete Davis here, and football is in full swing. An Underdog is the best place to make picks and win money all season long. And the best part, you can play right now here in Georgia. Playing on Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite player is going to go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, passing yards, interceptions, and more. Get your picks right, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. I play too. This season, I'm looking at Michael Penix Jr. to go higher on touchdown projections and Drake London to go higher on receiving yards. It's simple, it's fun, and it keeps me locked into every play. Download the app today and sign up with promo code 1063 to score $100 in bonus funds or bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code 1063. Underdog. Make picks, win money.
Must be 18 plus and present in Georgia. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Retirement means different things to different people. Some folks want to travel the world. Some folks want to spend more time with grandkids. For me, I'm looking forward to spending more time with my guitar. Whether extravagant and robust or simple and cozy, every retirement needs a plan. You wouldn't take a trip without directions. You have to know where you are before you know where you're going. Master Plan Retirement Consultants have helped many like you plan for their own retirement. Not only does Master Plan help you create the roadmap, they join you on the journey. So whether you want to travel the world, become a pickleball champ, or just looking for a good porch, a sturdy rocking chair, and an acoustic guitar, remember to plan well because the destination is worth it. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
You should never need financing for a simple garage door repair, but it's happening here. Out-of-town companies have invaded Atlanta for a cash grab, charging outrageous prices. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. Stay local and stay on budget for every opening of your home. All Four Seasons, trusted in Atlanta for over 25 years, exceptional customer service, and fair, honest pricing. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 seasonsgarages.com.
Meet Bob. He's 63 years old. He spent 40 years as a body man and car painter. Bob heard me talk about Relief Factor and decided, give it a shot. Bob wrote in, he said, Glenn, I could barely walk. I couldn't make it up the stairs. Day 4 or 5, I began to feel the change. But after just 8 days on Relief Factor, I'm 75% better. I'm comfortable, and I'm thoroughly impressed. These are the kinds of transformations that are common with Relief Factor. In fact, 2 out of the 3 people who try it go on to order more month after month, and I'm one of those people. I wasn't banging on cars all day like Bob, but my pain was in my hands, and it was debilitating nonetheless. I couldn't paint, I couldn't write, I was quickly losing hope, and I feared the rest of my life I just have to live with the pain. So if you're living with daily aches and pains, Relief Factor might be the real deal for you. Try the 3-week quick start today. It's only $19.95. See how it works for you. Visit relieffactor.com or call 800-4-RELIEF. 800-4-RELIEF.
This is Bruce Hagan. The law in Georgia has changed, and it's going to be harder than ever to get fair treatment on your personal injury claim. If you have been injured through no fault of your own, call me. You need a real lawyer, and that's who we are. We're not some TV and billboard lawyers who don't even know how to get to the courthouse. I've been a Georgia super lawyer for 20 consecutive years, and that's because I try cases and I win cases. We get results for our clients, and we can get results for you. Hagan-law.com.
The Fan and Extra 106.3 are proud to salute all those who've served our great nation at our 2025 Veterans Day Golf Classic. Friday, November 7th at Heritage Golf Links. Join all your favorite Fan and Extra personalities for a day of golf, prizes, and fun, all benefiting our friends at the Warrior Alliance. Special thanks to Mizuno, Georgia Drive Chevy, First Watch, Scana Energy, Matthews Cafeteria, Crown Royal Canadian Whiskey, Patron Tequila, Surfside Iced Tea and Lemonade Vodka, and Weber Ranch Vodka.
Yeah, if she just forgot that ham sandwich. Yes. The sky is gray. 1967. Cass Elliot from the Mamas and the Papas spent a night in jail in London after she was accused of stealing from a hotel. And the Mamas and Papas had to cancel a TV and concert show because she got busted. Mama Cass. 537. Our birthday list includes, let's see, Pete Davis had a little birthday baseball list. Mookie Betts, who is 33 today, played last night. Today's his birthday. Mookie Betts, Dodgers outfielder, wants to duet with Morgan Wallen. It says here. Okay, I believe that. And let's see. Pete, you'll never forget this day in history. In 1916, Georgia Tech against Cumberland University.
Yeah.
The most lopsided game in college football. Georgia Tech, coached by John Heisman, later to lend his name to the famous trophy, of course, for college football. Georgia Tech took a lead in the first quarter, 63-0. First quarter. The Atlanta Constitution, quote, all of Cumberland's plays were smothered completely. One guy who played for Cumberland named Ed Hazler said, I think one of our best plays of the game was when one of our players got the ball on a pitch out and he only lost 10 yards.
Well, supposedly they were throwing it to each other saying, I don't want it, you take it because I don't want to get killed.
Well, the lead was 126-0 at halftime. And Heisman said, no, these guys are, they got something up their sleeve, so go in the second half and hit them clean, hit them hard, do not let up. And they shortened the quarters from 15 minutes down to 12, and people said he ran up the score against Cumberland from Tennessee because he thought that Cumberland used professional baseball players to beat Georgia Tech in baseball the year before.
Yep. The year before, Cumberland tried to cancel the game, the football game, and they said no.
No, we're taking you on to get them back for it. Georgia Tech fans thought the game might be competitive, but it didn't take long, he says, to realize what was going on. They did a lot of laughing after that.
Yeah. You can read all about it. The totally biased guide to Southern College football, which is available on Amazon.
Well, there you are, wherever good books are sold. I'm sorry.
We got a quick call from Leela. She wanted to talk about the Georgia Tech game.
Hi, Leela. Welcome aboard. What's going on?
Hey, I've mentioned this before. I was going to tell Pete, my father actually attended that game way back when. And, and he later attended and graduated from Cumberland. He said, it was true that it was a you drop it, you pick it up thing.
I'm not getting it, you get it.
Exactly.
Oh, that's hysterical. Oh,
I'll let you know, it was true.
I love it. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you very much. Oh, mercy. Kimmer Pete Flounder, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Let's do a little, in case you missed today, three major big stories here in the news today. One, we'll do Pam Bondi. We're going to play some of the sound bites here, Flounder. We're going to play number 4. Let's see. We're going to play 3, 4, and 5. Pam Bondi testifying. They tried to nail her at the Senate committee today, and with Dick Durbin and all those guys were trying to take her on and so forth. And she turned the tables on them. And one guy, let's see, I got to get my things here. This guy, White House. Liberal senator named White House was saying, how many suspicious reports did you and Kash Patel try to investigate? And she said, now, wait a minute, sir. You're the one who shouldn't be talking about this. You ought to be concerned about Jeffrey Epstein's case because you're the one who took money from his co-founder, one of his closest confidants, not only once but twice. Did you ask the former Attorney General Merrick Garland any of this stuff over the last 4 years instead of trying to grill me when you were in power 4 years ago? You sit here and make salacious remarks and once again slander President Trump left and right when you're the one who was taking money from one of Epstein's closest confidants. They got into more about this. About Dick Durbin. In fact, let's see, hold on a second. Cut number 2, Flounder. Pam Bondi and Dick Durbin getting into a thing over whether Chicago has enough violence to call out federal authorities. Cut number 2.
Why do you want to keep this secret? The American people don't know the rationale behind the deployment of National Guard troops in my state. The word is, and I think it's been confirmed by the White House, they are going to transfer Texas National Guard units to the state of Illinois. What's the rationale for that?
Yeah, Chairman, as you shut down the government, you voted to shut down the government, and you're sitting here, our law enforcement officers aren't being paid. They're out there working to protect you. I wish you loved Chicago as much as you hate President Trump. And currently, the National Guard are on the way to Chicago. If you're not going to protect your citizens, President Trump will.
Fairly clear. And now one of my other favorite times is when we'll talk about this guy Padilla, Senator Padilla, talking about border security and federal troops. Cut number 3, Flounder. Pam Bondi would have none of it here today.
What cut?
Number 3, sir. Pam Bondi and
Attorney
Senator
General
Padilla.
Bondi, you are the Attorney General of the United States. Director Patel reports to you. Do you believe he's doing a good job, yes or no?
I believe Director Patel is doing a great job. You know where he is right now, Senator Padilla? You asked me a question.
Yes,
Director
I know
Patel
where he
right
is,
now
and I know
is
where
in
he's
Chicago,
headed,
Senator
in the hearing.
Fighting to keep Chicago
earlier in the hearing, and yes, I have been paying attention.
You know, you want order in here now, yet you stormed the Director of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem.
And we charged
you
her?
Didn't have order that day, did you, Senator?
Attorney General, you are under oath. I did not storm.
Yes, you did.
Secretary, the video.
Oh, that was on video. That video has been released, I believe.
Yes, it has. And now my favorite part of the hearing today, of course, there were a whole bunch of them. Again, I tried to watch as much as I could at home before I came into the actual studio. It was freaking fantastic. Cut number 4, Denang Dick Blumenthal, Senator Blumenthal from Connecticut, the liar who claimed that he was a Vietnam veteran more than once, even after he got caught lying about it. He was not a Vietnam veteran. He served in the military during the Vietnam era, but he wasn't a Vietnam veteran, and still tried to claim it a couple couple of times. It's false valor. The business which is stolen anathema, stolen valor. Sorry, to military people who actually did something. Anyway, so now Pam Bondi's talking to this slime bag Dick Durbin, and he's trying to talk her about various mergers and so forth. And Pam Bondi, let's see, cut number 4 here, Flounder. We'll have none of that either with this guy.
Senator, I am not going to discuss any conversations I have or have not had with the President of the United States. You're an attorney, you have a law degree, and you know that I'm not going to do that. I also find it fascinating, because I'll keep fighting to ensure that law enforcement and the judicial process move forward without political interference. No one is above the law, not even the president. That's a quote from you, Senator Blumenthal.
And when he asked her about corporate mergers and various stuff like that, she once again put him on the line by saying, as someone who lied about being in the military just to be a senator, I can't believe you would accuse me of impropriety when you lied about your military service. And again, there are a few things worse than doing that. He does not deserve respect for a public position of any kind ever. Just like Tim Falsewalls Tampon Tim, lying about carrying weapons of war. And again, the problem is both of these guys did serve in uniform. They did serve their country. They should have just been proud to say, I served my country. You didn't have to make it up. And the reason you made it up is because you're a dirty, rotten, shallow coward. And you tried to use somebody else's activities to pretend that you had a backbone or courage or, try to make up the fact that you were ashamed somehow. How could you be ashamed of serving in the military? You had to make up somebody else's story. I mean, it's shame on you, just shame on you. You had every right to be proud, and you blew it forever. And you will never gain the respect of anybody who actually did. Oh, God, anyway. All right, quarter six, everything's fine. And more, FBI and the Biden scandal. Oh, my God, it's even worse, and they caught him again. Next, with the Carrot Pete and Flounder. Look out.
If you love 106.3, then you'll love the all-new XTRA 106.3 app. It's loaded with replays of your favorite shows like The Morning Extra and The Kimmer Show, podcasts from conservative voices across the South, and access to Extra's crystal clear live stream from anywhere in Georgia. Grab it now for Apple or Android.
Big moments deserve big-time craftsmanship. At Solomon Brothers Jewelers, we've been family-owned and operated since 1982 because we know what it means to show up when it counts. Jaron Solomon here, and that's why we're proud to be an official Tacori jeweler. Each Tacori ring is handcrafted in California, going through 20 elite artisans before it hits your hands. Not mass-produced, not generic, always personal. And with Solomon Brothers, you get lifetime cleanings, unbeatable financing, and the largest Tacori selection in Georgia. Stop by a store in Buckhead, Alpharetta, or Sharpsburg. Visit SolomonBrothers.com to book your private appointment. Solomon Brothers Jewelers, where love is in the details and legends are built to last. Solomon Brothers Jewelers, proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs and official jeweler of the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets.
Are you looking for something simple but delicious, sweet but also savory? Discover Schumann Farms Sweet Onions. Schumann Farms is a third-generation family farm with the Real Sweet brand sweet onions. Whether you're grilling, sautéing, or simply adding a fresh crunch to your salad, Schumann Farms has you covered. Look for Schumann Farms Real Sweet brand sweet onions at your grocery store and taste the difference for yourself. Schumann Farms, the Georgia family farm growing tradition and the world's sweetest onions.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. We basically bought our house from our in-laws. It was my wife's childhood home. One of the issues that we've had when we first moved in was our dog in our backyard. It was extremely shaded, could never grow grass back there. We resodded it twice. So ATL Turf Co. did an amazing job with our backyard transformation. They basically created a miniature golf hole. We have a miniature fairway. We also have a miniature little putting green. Consists of about 4 holes, total about 40 yards, so you can definitely work on your short game and your putting. After that transformation that ATL Turf Co. did for us, my father-in-law came and saw his house the way it looked after the fact of we had a putting green and a miniature golf course. Sure enough, he did the same thing with ATL Turf Co. He has a beautiful backyard, wonderful stonework, drainage, and a beautiful practice area for chipping and putting. Check him out online at atlturfco.com.
Hi, I'm Chris Lalamia, owner of the Trusted Toolbox. Got a to-do list a mile long? No problem. We've got the ultimate solution, our Handyman for a Day program. Here's how it works. You get a skilled handyman dedicated to knocking out your honey-do list. Paint touch-ups, drywall repairs, door adjustments, and much more, all done in one day. Call us now before the rush for your Handyman for a Day and call us at 770-623-3097 or visit us at thetrustedtoolbox.com. One call, one handyman, one day, the Trusted Toolbox.
You've worked hard to save, and many even have a financial advisor. But is your portfolio as efficient as it can be? I'm here today with Evan Ward of Atlas Retirement, where our listeners can get a second opinion on their retirement savings. So, Evan, tell folks the biggest benefits of getting that second look.
Well, it's clarity. It's confidence. And I had a client come in the other day, and she thought, and she is, exceptionally conservative financially. And that's the way she had told her financial advisor to investors. She thought she was paying very little in fees. We came into the full review of her portfolio. She was taking a great deal of risk, so much so that she, in a good market, was down like 15-20%. But then the thing that really put her over the top, the thing that she had no idea is she was paying about 4.5% a year in fees. It was an outrageous kick in the teeth to her. But the good news is there are ways to fix that problem pretty quickly and get you in line with what you actually thought you had.
Second opinions obviously are important, Evan, and as is reviewing what you have in place, right? You don't want to set it and forget it. You don't want to put a retirement plan together and just think, okay, now I'm good for the future, right?
Well, the way I view retirement and retirement plans is they're living, breathing things. Because the one thing I can promise you, I can promise me, and I can promise every single person that walks in our office is life will throw you curveballs. Things will change, and we've got to adapt with them. So if we aren't having annual reviews, and as you get closer to retirement even more so, we have to adapt and build from there.
If you'd like a second opinion when it comes to your savings and investments, call Atlas Retirement for a complimentary second opinion today. That number is 678-736-7799. That's 678-736-7799. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor.
Look out, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 5:51 on your Tuesday. It's 1966. Johnny Kidd was killed in a car crash touring Britain. He was in Radcliffe, Manchester. Johnny Kidd was 27 years old. The Pirates bassist Nick Simper, who later became an original member of Deep Purple, which you're listening to now, was also in the car with Kidd, but he suffered only cuts and bruises and a broken arm. Johnny Kidd, who was killed, scored the 1960 British hit Shaken All Over when he was known as Johnny Kidd and the Pirates. And Nick Simper later became the Deep Purple guy. Yes, sir?
Driving around England seems to be as dangerous for rock and rollers and celebrities as flying in the Midwest in a small airplane.
Yeah, I mean,
Eddie Cochran, Mark Bolan, the guy you just mentioned.
Yeah.
And then you look over here, you got Buddy Holly, Newt Rockney, Rocky Marciano. It's
Ricky
like,
Nelson.
What's going on?
I mean,
Ricky, may have been something going on there.
Yeah, but even he wasn't flying the plane. I don't know. I mean, he was maybe
I thought
high.
he was. I thought Ricky was flying.
I don't remember. Either way, it's bad. It didn't result to go to either one of them. Let's see. Birthdays. Simon Cowell, 66 today. Tony Braxton, the singer, 58 years old. Vladimir Putin, the former KGB assassin, is 73. Mary Badham, and To Kill a Mockingbird. Mary Badham, I believe, is that little tomboy scout. Mary Badham, the actress from To Kill a Mockingbird. Well, you have never seen the movie. She was a little Girl Scout, 73 years years old. And a guy named Dylan Baker, the actor, he was in Road to Perdition. He played the sissy accountant in the hotel room. Dylan Baker, 67, was also a well-known lawyer on The Good Wife and also in the old series Murder One, which was a pretty good series with that fat, bald guy. I can't remember, the kind of gruffy guy. Anyway, and on this day in history, a couple quick things. One more sports thing here, Pete Davis. 1984, Sweetness. Walter Payton ran for 154 yards on this day in 1984, and he broke Jim Brown's all-time rushing record of 12,312 yards. Walter Payton. Okay, and by the way, can we have a show of hands, please? Everybody who has been goosed in the fanny by Walter Payton, could you everybody raise your hands? Let's see how many in the studio here. Everybody out there in the bullpen, you salespeople, anybody who's been goosed by Walter Payton? Guy, just me, I guess. Golly,
I was threatened by Jamal Anderson once.
Were you? What was that about? What'd you do?
He was walking up down the plane, and they would take $5 bets on different things going on when you take off.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Yeah, we got the $5 bet going." And I didn't have any cash on me at the moment, so I said, "Well, I'm going to pass this week." And he just looked at me, and he goes, "That wasn't a question."
That's not what I said. Excuse me. Anyway, by the way, this is just in. The immigration debate now, it says here in the New York Post, has gone below the belt. A top White House aide trolled AOC, Akandua Bangbaggio Stupidio, with a sexually suggestive insult last night after she mocked Stephen Miller. The White House Communications Director, Stephen Chung, posted an official account last night late with an emoji hand pinching the thumb and forefinger close together. Because Casio Bangbaggio Stupidio had been engaged to her fiancé Riley Roberts since 2022, took an aim at Stephen Miller's stature over the weekend, claiming that Stephen Miller is nothing more than a 4'10" clown. And so the guy from the White House Communications Office said, "Sounds like AOC is often used to the shorter things in life," with a little finger pinching thing. Oh my God!
Squashing your head. Squashing your head.
Yeah, she said, "I've never seen the guy in real life. Looks like a 4'10" clown," according to her. And he's angry about being 4'10". So Miller clapped back, saying he's a foot taller than she is, more than she suggested anyway, so whatever. And the thing. Now, a couple quick things, updates, in case you didn't hear the scandal. The FBI got caught. Kash Patel caught the former FBI Director Jim Comey and also Christopher Wray from Atlanta later in 2022. Faking investigations against Republicans. They also got caught secretly spying on Republicans, only 8 senators and a congressman, checking their phone records, spying on American political officials and investigating their secret phone records and lying about it. So Kash Patel's dismantled their office that used to do this kind of crap entirely. People are demanding complete investigations for the obvious break in protocol, to say nothing of the Constitution. Also, one more thing before I run out of time. The Hunter Biden family, again, caught in corruption with Ukraine. Joe Biden in 2015, this is all officially coming out now. Joe Biden, as vice president in 2015, told the CIA they had an intelligence report showing corruption with the Biden family and Burisma in Ukraine. And Joe Biden said, quote, he said, "Good morning. I just spoke with the VP and would strongly prefer the report not be disseminated. Thanks for understanding." So the CIA killed it. It was a report with the family ties, the corrupt business family ties with Joe Biden and Ukraine, evidence of the double standard within the United States government toward matters of corruption and political power. And the CIA went along with Biden's demand that they kill it. And so they did. And that was in 2015. Remember, Biden gave a speech saying, if you don't stop that investigation with that special prosecutor in Ukraine, I'm going to withhold the $1 billion you're supposed to get. And by God, he said, the sons of bitches caved for it. He was bragging about stopping the investigation in Ukraine, which led to his son and the Burisma scandal, which we've now proven officially is real.
The threat. He threatened him. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Quid pro quo, too.
It's worse than we ever thought. And it's all, they proved it. Anyway, one more Flounders Funny before we adios ourselves out of here.
Got summoned for jury duty recently. Yeah, felt nice to be summoned. I was pumped. I was ready to jur it up. I had a cardigan. I had non-prescription glasses. I was like, let's decide this case. So I get there. I'm in the waiting room. I'm waiting all day. Then at the end of the day, they're like, okay, you can go. They didn't even consider me. I'm like, you summoned me and you don't even take the time for consideration? And not to be braggy, but I'm a lawyer's dream, okay? You can convince me of anything. I'm a Scientologist. And a Mormon. My entire cupboard is filled with Herbalife. I remember I was watching the OJ documentary. As soon as he started trying to put the glove on, I was like, oh my God, he's innocent. That's what you could have had, judicial system. But you don't want me, I don't want you.
Who's that there, Flounder?
Mr. Thomas Fisherman.
Thomas Fisherman. There you go. All right, boys. Well, tomorrow's hump day. And so here we go. We'll have the latest on the playoff games and all that good stuff. In the meantime, Christine, sing me home, baby. I gotta go, you're killing me. Boys, off and out. It's Pumpkin Man. It's Pumpkin Man. Jack Skellington. We're in Herb and Herb. Oh, look out.
The Morning Extra. Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck, and The Kimmer Show on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Extra.